live for the meeting, and we're going to hear both sides. We heard both sides, and now we're going to evaluate. It's not only up to me; it's up to the council and mayor. What proposal comes, and we'll discuss, and we'll come.
And I hope you're not favor and no side against the other.
Definitely not.
I hope.
Thank you.
The law will stick today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Council.
Yeah, people are criticizing me and favoring someone over someone. That's not the purpose of me for living. And before I leave, I told Mr. Mayor I'm going to take.
All right, guys. Good evening. I call this meeting of Hamtramck City Council to order. Today is May 27, 2025, and it's 7:05 p.m. Would the clerk call the rules, please?
Councilman Rafai,
Present.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman,
Present.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes, madam.
Councilman El Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Present.
Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Do we have any community announcements?
There is one.
I feel like the mic is not working.
The Grow Hamtramck tree planting request form is now live. The initiative is to plant 1,000 trees in the city of Hamtramck over the next 4 years. It's now accepting requests from residents who want trees planted on their street, in parks, or in the public property. The city's goal is to plant as many trees in viable requested planting location as possible. If anyone wants the form, they can go on the agenda or stop into City Hall or send an email. There's an email list here as well.
Any more announcements?
No, sir.
Thank you. Next is proclamations, recognitions, and presentations, and we have one for the CED Master Plan update.
Mr. Mayor, I have Isabel here to speak on that.
Good evening, hello. When we last discussed the master plan status with council, we said that we were going to do an inventory of progress areas in the different categories. So we prepared that document, and it's available for council and the public to see on the agenda item. There are indications essentially about how close we are to achieving different goals in these categories. It's marked as either an ongoing project, a near project, or a next project where the city would be poised to tackle it at some point further down the road if it's that next category. And I think we can continue discussions about the update with council, maybe a work session or somewhat, more detailed conversation later on, but the document is ready for you to review and the public also. So that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions for her?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, do we have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, sir.
Okay, we move now to public comments then. And before we start, I would like to mention that no abusive language is allowed or personal attacks, and we have to maintain respect, civility, and although I know that some people are mad and they want to attack personal attacks here, but I would advise against using abusive language, like I said, and you can criticize, you can talk about the main topic, which is I think everybody here is to talk about the current pressing situation, which is the police chief issue. So we can start.
Thank you, Mr.
Anna?
Mayor.
Thank you.
I'm gonna start with emailed comments first. This is from Joe Marecki. I'd like to know why this mayor and council are inquiring about the issue going on within the police department. This should have not been public and it should be internally addressed. This body has no idea on how to balance a budget or any financial matter. As for Mr. Max Garbarino, he is doing his job professionally and with the utmost care. I would also like to know how this police chief was notified of his position. It was my understanding that this position was filled by the council and mayor's efforts to bring him here. I know that this body will stand mute and not answer any questions about this matter. Thank you for your patience with this situation, Joe Marecki. Ruben Gonzalez, to whom it may concern. My name is Ruben Gonzalez. I've been a roofer many years and currently own AIS Construction Incorporated. I'm writing to speak on my personal, my personal experience with Chief Jamil Altahiri. Since arriving in Hamtramck from New York, Chief Altahiri has been a consistent presence in the community. Honest, respectful, and genuinely committed to helping people. In the summer of 2024, he brought to my attention a neighbor whose roof was completely deteriorated and who lacked the financial means to replace it. This conversation helped inspire the launch of our roof repair program in Hamtramck, where we now pledge at least 2 free roof repairs each year to residents in need. At no point did Chief Altahiri ever ask for, accept, or expect any form of compensation, favor, or bribe from me, nor did he offer me any form of bribe or compensation. His only concern was the well-being of his neighbor and how we as a community could help. He also helped me with organizing a coat drive in the city by finding a location and volunteers. I stand by his integrity without hesitation. Sincerely, Ruben Gonzalez. As a community member, this is from Charles Blackwell. As a community member, I am deeply disturbed by the allegations of misconduct and corruption in the Hamtramck Police Department. If allegations of wrongdoing have been alleged against Chief Altahiri, then how can the public have faith and confidence in Deputy Chief Milaski? How can we have confidence that in Chief Milaski isn't tainted as well? Celicia Jordan, good day, honorable gentlemen. We, the community activists, citizens, and concerned residents of Hamtramck respectfully demand transparency and accountability in handling matters involving City Manager Max Garbarino and Police Chief Jamil Altahiri. If the City Council genuinely believes that Mr. Garbarino has engaged in misconduct, the appropriate and lawful course of action is to place him on paid administrative leave and launch a formal and partial investigation into the allegations. Rushing toward termination based on speculation, perceived bias, or political motivations is deeply inappropriate and irresponsible. Additionally, if city funds and resources were used to engage an outside investigative entity without council approval or proper legal process, this too must be investigated thoroughly and transparently. These are serious concerns, but so is the appearance of retaliation or prejudiced decision-making, particularly given that every member of the council, the mayor and the city clerk share the same religious and gender identity. She did send an email saying she apologizes for the wrongful gender identity, while the city manager does not. Whether intentional or not, this reality presents troubling optics and cannot be ignored by the city that claims to serve all residents fairly. Just to let you know, our demands is not to protect positions of power, but to ensure that such power is exercised responsibly, lawfully, and with integrity. The people of Hamtramck deserve leadership rooted in fairness, not personal or political agendas. We expect accountability from all public officials, regardless of race, religion, and position. It is also important to remember the duties of the city manager as outlined in the city charter. The city manager shall have, quote unquote, the city manager shall have the following powers and duties. He shall appoint, and when he deems it necessary for the good of the city, suspend or remove all city employees and department heads provided for in this charter or by ordinance, except as otherwise provided by law. He may authorize any person he appointed, subject to his direction and supervision, to exercise these powers concerning subordinates in that office's department, office, or agency. Also, quote unquote, he shall be responsible for the efficient administration of all departments of the city government, control and supervise the department heads of the city government that he appoints and their subordinates, and see that all such officers of the city faithfully comply with and discharge their official duties, except as otherwise provided by this charter or state law. Based on these guidelines, City Max Garbarino acted within the authority granted and should not be penalized for fulfilling his duties. Signed, Cilicia Jordan. Jeremy Duncan, hello, I'm a resident and I wish to enter my comments regarding the ongoing discussion around the allegations against the police chief and the investigation into those allegations. I cannot presume to know whether the allegations against the chief are true or not. However, I cannot understand what the city manager could stand to gain by pursuing spurious claims against a man who has been so well liked in the community since his arrival here. So I'm left thinking that the allegations are probably credible enough to warrant an investigation. If the allegations are baseless, then an investigation will bear that out and the chief's name will be cleared. But if they are shown to be true, then we as a community should be glad to have found that the public servant was not worthy of the responsibilities bestowed upon him. No matter the outcome, getting to the truth of the matter is a healthy way forward. However, if the reaction to allegations is to sweep them under the rug and to get rid of the people facilitating the investigation, then there will always be a perception of guilt lingering over the chief and his administration, whether or not he is guilty of these allegations. Because a person who is seen as having something to hide is a person who is not seen by trusting eyes. So let the investigations move forward and do not punish people for acting on allegations that appear to be serious. Let it be performed by a vetted company, the state police, and the FBI. Let's clear the matter so that the city isn't bogged down in yet another scandal. Thank you, Jeremy D. Fahmi Thabet. We are demanding the immediate suspension of Max Garbarino and calling for an independent investigation led by the Michigan State Police or the FBI. The chief's privacy and dignity must be protected, and accountability is essential. Nancy Maru, Michigan resident, to the Honorable To the honorable members of Hamtramck City Council, my name is Nancy Maru and I am a proud resident of Michigan. While I cannot attend the meeting in person, I feel it is my duty to speak out as someone who cares deeply about the integrity of our city leadership. I have been closely following the situation on social media and I personally listened to the video that was released and what I witnessed was disturbing, unethical, and completely unacceptable. Here are the facts. David released the video publicly. City Manager Max Garbarino authorized the investigation and instructed Chief Altahiri to involve David, a close associate of his, not an independent party. This entire sequence of events strongly suggests a targeted and retaliatory effort against Chief Altahiri, not a legitimate investigation. An anonymous tip does not give Max Garbarino the authority to launch a biased internal investigation, especially when using personal connections to undermine the chief. If there were serious concerns, a proper route would have been to refer the matter to outside agencies like the Michigan State Police or FBI. Instead, Max manipulated the process, violated public trust, and allowed a respected public servant to be smeared in the court of public opinion. As a Michigan resident, I am demanding the immediate suspension of Max Garbarino, a full independent investigation conducted by an outside law enforcement agency, the immediate reinstatement of Chief Jamil Altahiri, a formal public apology to the chief and his family. The people of Hamtramck and Michigan deserve better. We deserve leadership that is honest, ethical, and just. Sincerely, Nancy Maru. This is Abu Hussein. My name is Abu Hussein. I'm writing this letter regarding the City Council meeting of Hamtramck. We are devastated and sad about what is going around in our city of Hamtramck. We are concerned of the video posted of Chief Police Jamil conversation with his wife, and why was a private conversation exposed to the world with no rights to be posted? How does that ensure us that we have privacy towards the Department of Police in Hamtramck? We are also concerned on why the city manager put Jamil on leave for Chief of Police of Hamtramck. We need an action from the mayor and city council to this problem. We voted for you to do your jobs right. Thank you. Yahya Mawari, sorry, Yahya Mawari. My comment is in support of Jamil Altahiri, I'm not sure what he wrote, but the police of Hamtramck Police Department. I believe there is a kind of conspiracy against the chief police because he made the difference within the police department He built a good relationship in behalf of the police department with the residents of Hamtramck City. That's what causes the hate to bring this conspiracy against him, taking advantage of his friendship, good heart, and honesty, trying to demolish his good reputation. This is a defamation of character and slander, and who is behind it should be punished. This is Ivan Mubarak. I'm unable to attend this evening city council meeting, but I do want to have my voice heard regarding Max Garbarino. I've known Max for 20 years, going back to when he was a regular police officer. Max is the best thing that has happened to the city. If it wasn't for his leadership, the city would not be here today. Max's job as a city manager is to oversee the day-to-day operations of the city. He is responsible for implementing policies, managing staff, and ensuring the city services function efficiently. He works in conjunction with the mayor and the city council. So my question to you is, why are you stopping, trying to get rid of him for doing his job? Max is not one to jump to conclusions without doing a thorough investigation. It makes me think that you are trying to hide something by placing Max on leave. Please put your political ethnicity issues on the side and let Max do the job he was hired to do. Elisa Hutchinson. I am a city resident and homeowner. I urge the city and mayor to follow the rules laid out in the city's charter. This is their moral, legal, and fiduciary responsibility as elected officials. Should they choose to violate the charter rules, I believe they should be held personally liable for any cost to the city as a result of their actions. Let the investigation of the chief proceed without interference. If he is innocent and fit for duty, the evidence will support him. In any event, it is imperative that council and mayor follow the charter as written. Otherwise, they should be impeached or state should step in. Enough is enough. Elisa Hutchinson. Sam Al-Mawri. I stand firmly in support of Chief Jamil Tahiri of the Hamtramck Police Department. It's disheartening to witness what appears to be a concerted effort to discredit him, especially considering the positive changes he has made within the department. Chief El-Tahiri has worked tirelessly to foster meaningful relationships with the residents of Hamtramck, building trust and cooperation between the police and the community. His dedication, integrity, and good-hearted nature are what have made him a beloved figure, qualities that seem to have made him a target for those who wish to tear him down. This conspiracy to undermine his reputation through defamation and slander is deeply troubling. Chief El-Tahiri has always acted with honesty and a genuine desire to improve the department and serve the people of Hamtramck. Those behind his unjust attack should be held accountable for their actions. Let's stand together to protect the character of individuals like Chief El-Tahiri, who are making a real difference in our community. Anam Mia. I'm writing to express my thoughts regarding your recent decision and ongoing concerns about multiple other issues that is not in front of you all now. People in Hamtramck elected you to office to represent them in a meaningful way, to make the city safer, to improve the lives of all people. The decisions you all make has a significant implication for our community, and I believe it is essential to consider its impact on your community. I urge you to engage with outside legal counsel to better understand all the issues that you are facing before any decision is taken. MML and other resources are available for you to consult for consultation. Make your decision based on facts, not on persuasion by others. Thank you for reading my comment. Saad Al-Masmari. Hello all, this is Councilman Saad Al-Masmari, former councilman. I urge the City Council to ensure a fair and thorough investigation into the matter regarding the police chief El-Tahiri. It's crucial that all parties involved are treated equally and without bias. The community deserves transparency and accountability. In the past, our city has faced similar situations with our former police chief, Max Garbarino, challenges that were handled differently, but now it's concerning that certain personal information is being selectively leaked to the media. I also want to emphasize the importance of maintaining professional standards within the police department, including the appropriate use of recording devices without any official approved investigation. The community expects our law enforcement to uphold the highest standard of integrity and respect for all individuals. Mansour Al-Jahim. Hamtramck is a small city, but a great one thanks to its cultural diversity and the harmony of its people. This distinction is no coincidence. It is the result of coexistence and mutual respect among the various communities that live here. My message is to everyone who lives and works in the city: preserve its uniqueness and stay away from behaviors that create obstacles and roadblocks in each other's paths. It is unfortunate to see that some people's positions are driven by reactions rather than commitment to the spirit of the law and to what serves the best interest of the city. Let us all rise above disagreements and work together on the basis of justice, respect, and the common good, so Hamtramck can continue to be a model of coexistence and collective action.
Do you want me to read this?
Oh, yes. I had a public comment that came in written in Arabic, so the mayor will read it as is and then translate it.
All right. So he said, يعتبر الجميل الطاهري من الرجال المميزين في أداء مهام العمل بكل إخلاص وتفاني، فقد وصل إلى مدينة هامترامك وقام بعمل تأهيل وتدريب الشباب من خلال عمل دورات تدريبية للشرطة، أكاديمية الشرطة للشباب وأيضا أكاديمية الشرطة للكبار. عملية الأمن والأمان والسلامة زادت عندما تولى مهمة قائد شرطة هامترامك. وأحب أن ننوه أن هناك كثير من المشاكل تحصل في بعض المدن ولكنها لا تنشر عن طريق الإعلام، بينما مشكلة جميل الطاهري مشكلة بسيطة ولكنه تم الترويج لها بشكل مفبرك وغير لائق، ورغم أنه كان من المفروض معالجتها داخل السيتي كونها قضية بسيطة، لكن للأسف كان المطلوب التشهير بالضابط رغم إخلاصه ووفائه بأداء عمله على أكمل وجه. أيضا تم التشهير به وبعائلته، وهذا يعتبر تدخل في الخصوصيات العائلية وغير صحيح. المقدم عبدو الحبيشي. He's saying that Jamil al-Tahiri is a person with integrity, and he has done so much changes since he came to Hamtramck, including the police academies for youth and for adults, and he is working with integrity and commitment, and he wants to mention that a lot of issues similar to this happens in every city, but it doesn't leak out to the media. While Jamil al-Tahiri's problem was fabricated and leaked intentionally to the media, and that's not appropriate. He said it was appropriate for the city to discuss that internally, but it's obvious that the purpose was to defamation of his character, despite of his good character and his good work ethics. Also, his family was included in this defamation of character, and this is impeaching of privacy for him and his family, and that's not appropriate.
Thank you. Amy, are you going to read off names?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. First one is Abraham al-Shaheen. Abraham Shaheen?
He's up.
Abraham.
I might need an extra minute, Mayor, just in case. Mayor, Council, City Attorney, City Manager, and Clerk. I have 5 points I want to talk about. The first one is a councilman that was in a police car after the regular council meeting. And that council meeting was about an investigation, right, Max? And why would a councilman sit with David Adamchak in a car for 18 minutes, and we don't know how many more days they met after that, especially that meeting. It's an investigation regarding an investigation of voter fraud and residency. No council member should be talking to any investigators in any department. And that tells you guys and shows, in fact, the chief is not aware of any meetings that happen. Point number 2, we need the FBI and the state police to investigate the Hamtramck City Hall investigations. No, other than that, we don't want that, Mr. Mayor and Council. We want the FBI and the state police to do their job. Why should we pay a regular company that David knows or worked with, or maybe Max? We don't want that. We want the FBI and the state police to do so. Point number 3, Officer David been working against the Hamtramck community, and specifically the Muslim and the Arab community, for a long time. He worked against the Hamtramck Public Schools Superintendent, Jalila Ahmed, and made a fake account on Facebook, and did this and did that. Also, his wife sued the school board and got $1 million out of the city of Hamtramck. That was prior to him coming back. Point number 4, what investigations have Max worked on when he was working with David? Does it have any conflict of interest with the manager position right now? And I also have proof and text messages that David Adamchak registered me as a CI without the chief acknowledgement, and the chief doesn't know about it. And I would show them to the FBI. Nobody else. I'm not dealing with any other company, or I wouldn't trust nobody but the state police and the FBI, Mr. Mayor, if you want me to cooperate in this investigation. Point number 5. Why was 2 council members absent Friday meeting? Who told them not to show up? And why? And why did Councilman Mahith leave early? We would like to know that. And the Wayne County Sheriff Office took Davis' badge a day before the chief was suspended or put on administrative leave. They took his badge, the ID, and the laptop. I want the Wayne County Sheriff to explain. Finally, I want to say, this is not an investigation. This is a defamation. Thank you.
Thank you. Daniel Taterum, David Tatternan? Daniel?
Daniel Tannerin.
Daniel Tannerin?
Tyrion.
He's coming.
Okay, thank you.
Probably.
How you doing? I'm Dan Zatarian with Showtime Detroit, Joseph Campbell, and nice to meet you. I've known Max for a while since I moved my store into Hamtramck, and he's welcomed me, and the community has welcomed me, and I deal with a lot of businesses here. And some of them, Yemeni, Bangladeshi, have had problems with inspections and stuff, and Max and John have helped them, you know, resolve the issues without giving them tickets, which I find huge because, you know, people have to work together, and he's a community person, and I like that. I like the fact that he separated himself from what's happening here. I don't know what the deal is entirely, but sometimes when information comes to you, you have to go and allow someone else to come in and be unbiased about it. And I respect that. And that's about it.
Thank you.
All right.
Abdul Malik Qasim?
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. There are a lot that I would like to say, but I will be brief and go right to the point. I stand with the truth and justice for all. I feel that the private life of Captain Jabil Al-Tahri has been compromised in a systematic attempt to undermine his reputation and success. This was done in an unprofessional manner and a blatant misuse of power. The city manager bears responsibility for the actions taken against Captain Al-Tahri and must be held accountable if the allegations are found to be malicious. We have put our trust in the City Council to make appropriate decisions in the interest of the city and its residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Hamad Al-Jahim? Mohammed? Oh, there it is.
Were you blocking my time, please? Can you see my time?
No, it's not, it's fine.
Okay,
I'll just
thank you.
look.
All right, sorry about that. If I get an extra minute, Mr. Mayor or Ambassador. Mr. Mayor, fellow U.S. citizens, good evening. First, yesterday was Memorial Day, so I want to say Happy Memorial Day. Today we honor the brave men and women, the blue, black, and all soldiers of America who gave their lives so we can speak freely and fight for justice in our communities. It's because of them that we have the right to stand up and demand better. And now let's talk about the city problems, shall we? First issue, I got a good explanation from this guy right here. Thank you, sir. It was nice to talk to you today. Let's start with the chief. What happened between him and his wife are like family, destroyed his public reputation. But more importantly, it's none of our business. Taking videos or audio from someone's private life and dragging it into public eye is not only wrong, it's disgraceful. Personal matters should stay personal. What happens in their home should affect their jobs. And the fact that it was allowed to spill over shows of lack of control and leadership. Max, I'm not here to attack you or anything. But as Mr. Mayor said, whatever happened between you and the chief has brought Hamtramck into a negative spotlight. And guess what now? We have got that, and now it's an internal mess. But the FBI investigation, a Wayne County investigation, and a third-party investigation called by the mayor last city council stand, whatever it is. That's three different outside forces looking into what's happening in our city, and that speaks volume. We as citizens are in disbelief, disgusted by how this has been handled. First, we get hit with the water rate increases last night, about a 20%. And now we have this issue. Seriously, guys, enough is enough. We demand better. We demand accountability. And we demand leadership that works for the people, not against each other. And we are finally going to come together as one team, one city, instead of constantly cleaning up chaos. Enough is enough. It's time to stand up and treat our city. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Hamid Fadal?
Everybody, I think my language is Arabic.
Can you just speak into the mic a little bit?
أنا بحكي عربي. هذه هي مدينتي. لي 3 years ago وقفت على المحل هذا بخالفه في بركتك. أنا أتيت اليوم بحقيقة الأمر من أجل تصحيح بعض الشغلات والمسار، وأخص بالذكر دكتورنا الفاضل عمدة المدينة، الذي كثير من الأخوة أو الأشخاص الذي يقومون بالمجازفة في تنزيل معلومات غير صحيحة على شبكة التواصل وصب الزيت على النار. والأولى فينا أن نتحرى من ما ننشر قبل الحدث، وكان كما سبقني الأولون أن نعالج الأمر في الداخل. ولكن سؤالي، أنا لا أعرف أحد، ربما أنا أكون أقدم واحد من أعرفهم في القاعة في المدينة هذه. أنا دخلت في 1992 أكتوبر وسكنت في قدس. لكن أنا سؤالي، لا أعرف من هو الشخص، كيف تم تسريب المعلومات على شبكات التواصل قبل الحدث؟ هذا السؤال الأول. السؤال الثاني، أنا أعرف الأخ جميل الطاهري ليس معرفة شخصية، معرفة عامة قبل 2016 تقريبا أو 2017، لا أتذكر في الضبط. فالرجل المناسب قالوا في المكان المناسب. جميل الطاهري أتى من ولاية ذات مساحة كبرى في الولايات المتحدة، وتعتبر المدينة الثالثة أو الثانية من حيث الدخل للمدينة. ولكن أنا أقف أمام الجميع وأمام القيادة السابقة، قيادة الدكتور أمير ومن سيأتي من بعده، إن شاء الله أن تكونوا واحدة وقلب واحد من أجل خدمة المجتمع. إذا كان هناك في تقسم وشرذمة في صفوفكم فلن تخدموا المجتمع، هذه خذوها مني. إذا كان هناك في انقسامات وصفوف ومحسوبيات لا يمكن أن تقدموا للمجتمع هذا الشيء. في الأخير أنا أطلب ممن له المسؤولية الأولى والأخيرة في تكليف الجهات المختصة الحكومية في التدقيق بما حصل والأمور طيبة. نحن دعاة سلام، ليس دعاة تكتل ضد بعض، فهذا لا يخدم الجميع. فأنا أشكر الوجهة الطيبة هذه جميعها، ولكن نترك الأمر للجهات المختصة أن تجري مجرياتها في التحقيقات، ومن ثم هناك من له الاختصاص أن يقوم بالإنصاف للمظلوم، وتقبلوا خالص التحية. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So he's talking about he's questioning the process by which the information and the videos were leaked out to the social media, and how did it happen and who did it. The second point he mentioned is he's talking about advising the council to maintain unity with the leadership of the city. so they can effectively serve the people. And the third point, he mentioned that they only trust government authorities to do the investigation, and that would be fair to be for everyone who is included in this investigation.
Hassan Un. Hassan Un. Hassan Un.
I like this. Mr. Mayor, need an extra minute. Guys, today we're going to adopt this resolution right here. We're going to suspend Max Garbarino. Max Garbarino, throughout the time he's been doing an investigation on the chief of police. The chief of police, the investigation was improper. I'll tell you guys why. How are you going to get David, that's under the chief of police, to conduct the investigation where David and Max are partners in a company? That's a conflict right there. The investigation is invalid. It's like if I want to send a warrant right now, the warrant will get denied. There's no due process here. He took his own hands and he did what he wants. And then next thing you know, we see a thing yesterday, like a recording, disgusting, from this gentleman over here, him and his partner, like they say. They want to criticize the chief. They want to tarnish the chief. This is very depressing. I've never seen this kind of behavior. I'm asking you guys to adopt this, put them on suspension immediately until further investigation. This should be investigated. This is improper, what's happening. This gentleman, he's not a gentleman. He's the most hateful person I ever met in my life. He went after all you guys. If you guys don't align with him, he will automatically do an investigation. Improper. He investigated city council and David did the investigation. I asked for a FOIA. They still haven't gave it to me. By tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, I will be filing a lawsuit against the city of Hamtramck because 2 city council members were investigated. But we got the investigation for the chief. But we cannot get the investigation for the 2 city council members. Why? Because this gentleman pocketed the money for the investigation and he doesn't want to release it. I'm going to put him under pressure right now. If you're not going to release it, you're going to cause the city a lawsuit tomorrow. And I promise you, extra minute.
Calm down.
Like I told you guys, I'm speaking.
I know you can speak.
Excuse me, sir. Okay. Like I tell everybody, I'm not here out for vengeance. But when this gentleman, this guy thinks he's going to sit there and come to the city and control it the way he wants and investigate you guys, if you guys don't vote him out today, that means you guys accept what he did to Jamil. And what's done to Jamil is not an investigation. This ain't no investigation. You want to put a recording? You call that investigation? This is not an investigation. This is sad. His wife don't have to hear that on Facebook. My wife, for the first time ever, sent the email. Nancy Maru, why? She sent the email because she was disgusted what she heard. That's unacceptable for somebody. Guys, get rid of this guy. He's bad for the city. I'm telling you. Get rid of him, you get rid of your problems. End of story.
Thank you. Muttahar Fadl.
Mr. Mayor, if I may for a moment, I generally don't respond unless it's Mr. Ayoun spreading false information, but none of that is true. Just unequivocally false.
I didn't start yet, so
Nope, I didn't start you yet.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, the City Council, and everyone else, and the citizens. I want to say that the farce inside City Hall must come to an end. We do not justify wrongdoing by anyone, and we will not accept the targeting of a successful and widely respected individual. As you know, the city was bankrupt and corruption was widespread in every corner. After Mayor Ghalib took office, he transformed the city significantly despite being fought by groups who believe they alone own the city. Nevertheless, he overcame the challenge and dried up the source of corruption. To whom it may concern, you must expedite the investigation and present the result to the public. We will not accept for this matter to be buried without uncovering the truth. Anyone who made mistakes or committed a violation must be held accountable according to the law. And to the city council members, I say, stop the political bargaining in times of crisis. Stay in your position. Do not turn your back on the people while pursuing personal interest. You are not here to serve City Hall. You are here to serve the citizens. I'm going to say it in Arabic. There's enough time.
I mean,
Can I get a minute extra? Yes.
Go ahead.
اوكي بسم الله. المهزلة داخل السيتي هال يجب أن تتوقف. لا نبرر الخطأ من قبل أي شخص ولا نقبل محاربة شخص ناجح ومقبول لدى كافة المواطنين. كما تعلمون كانت السيتي مفلسة وكان الفساد في كل ركن، وبعد مجيء العمدة غالب نقلها نقلة نوعية رغم أنه تم محاربته من مجموعات تظن نفسها هي من تملك المدينة لوحدها، وبالرغم من هذا تغلب على الصعاب وجفف منابع الفساد. وإلى من يهمه الأمر يجب أن تسرعوا بالتحقيقات وتظهروا النتيجة للمواطنين. لن نقبل أن ينتهي الأمر دون معرفة الحقيقة، ومن أخطأ أو تجاوز يحاسب بموجب القانون. وإلى أعضاء المجلس أقول: وقفوا السمسرة السياسية. عندما يكون هناك أزمة ابقوا في أماكنكم، لا تديروا ظهوركم للمواطنين وتتبادلوا المصالح الشخصية. ولستم هنا لخدمة مبنى المدينة، بل أنتم هنا لخدمة المواطنين. شكرا and thank you.
Thank you. Tom Habits?
Good evening, everyone. A little change of pace here. I want to invite all of our elected officials and all of the community to the 4th annual Hamtramck Stadium Juneteenth celebration. It's put on by the Hamtramck Parks Conservancy and the Friends of Historic Hamtramck Stadium. It's become a popular event in town. We're going to have a ceremony this year. Our keynote speaker is Mr. Derek Hale. He's a grandson of a former Negro League ball player and familiar to a lot of folks here. We're partnering with the school district. We're going to be distributing scholarship awards to students for an art contest. And it's also a baseball-themed event, given the baseball nature of our civil rights site in Hamtramck Stadium. So there's going to be a home run derby with awards given and a ball game after that. So I hope everyone will come out on Thursday, June 19th at noon. And just to dispel any information, this is a separate event from the march that has taken place over the years. It will end up at Veterans Park, but we are supporting that, but it is on a different day this year, so everyone can come out to both events. And I've got some flyers to distribute, if I can hand them out to the council members.
do we expect any state officials?
I do not expect any state officials this year. We didn't issue any other invitations, but thank you for the question.
Okay, thank you.
I should say, County Commissioner Martha Scott is also on the docket. She works with Mr. Hale, so that's the only other elected official scheduled for this year.
Did you invite the council?
Thank you for the commercial break, Tom.
You're welcome.
We needed that.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
If Stanley Bunkley wants to come up and get ready. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Stanley, you got 3 minutes, sir.
Good evening, council, city officials. I'm actually here just to ask about the Hamtramck Library. It's about time we updated that library. We've had the same seats in there since I was a kid, 50 years ago. People are not attracted to going into the library, let alone studying and staying there. I'm asking you to reach out. The lottery money should be available for libraries and schools. And on behalf of our city manager, I talk in support of him. He wouldn't launch an investigation unless necessary. And the police chief should know that nothing negative will come unless an investigation is done. Thank you.
Maybe we should turn the library into a museum. That would work, wouldn't it?
Start, dude.
Yusuf Said?
Yusuf Said?
Three minutes, Yusuf.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, Clerk. I'm here to support Jamil Tahiri and tell everybody the good thing he did to the city. We want him back as soon as possible. Jamil Tahiri is a genuine, generous, and compassionate. On the other hand, Mr. Max Gabarino must be suspended because he abused the power of the city and weaponized the city resource and targeted Jamil Tahiri and in disgraceful and retaliation. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusuf. Muhammad Al-Ghazali? Oh, I'm sorry, Muammar. Muammar?
Yes.
Muammar Al-Ghazali.
Amy, have him listen, because he speaks better than me.
And City Council, we are here to support City Council and Mr. Mayor for any decision to make it. We need the truth. We want to justice to be applied in the city. The privacy must be respect for everybody in the city or out the city. We're here to support Chief Jamil Tahiri for anything to do it for him. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Bill Meyer?
Bill Meyer? Bill Meyer?
Lost 30 seconds of your time already.
It's a 2-minute delay.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so, Bill Meyer from Trowbridge, longtime resident here, friends of all these people, starting there, going all the way around there. I love you all, and I appreciate the work you do. For a long time, we all got along, mayor and council, city manager and the chief of police. What happened recently? Why are we going after our city council members and our chief of police? I'm not on social media, so I probably don't know all the gossip and the hate that's going on, but I would like to share some thoughts, observations I have about this so-called chaos in our city. First of all, this is not caused by the councilmen. The charges against them have not been proven. The private investigators should have known before they illegally put a GPS tracker on the cars that it can never be proven that they don't live here, because there's no law that defines residency accurately. An investigator should know that. And now we blame our chief of police for the chaos caused in the city. He did nothing wrong. He hasn't been proven anything, crimes he's committed. The charges against him have not been proven. Same supposed investigation process with no facts. So we should look into the important order of events here. I think that's what's important, to get a better idea of what's going on. First, charges came against councilmen by a private company. Question is, who ordered and paid for the illegal tracker? Who paid for that? Who ordered that? What did the other candidates do to prove their residency? If these guys didn't, what did the other ones do to prove it? Because that would be the rule that we all should have. Next, the chief of police discovers the same officer that was involved in that case committed some possible crimes. And so he took the officer's badge. Rather than the public and the media wondering what happened, what are these charges, the media is flooded with stories about crimes committed by the chief. And now both are temporarily suspended with pay, even though there are no official charges against the chief. We should have an impartial investigation about how all these charges came about, all the way back. And certain people seem to be targeted more than others. In the meantime, we need our chief, Jamil, back at work to continue doing the great work that he's always done. So I hope we can pull that off. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Naeem Chowdhury.
Good afternoon. I should say good evening, folks. Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Mayor, Council, City Manager, Attorney, Madam Clerk, and Chief Andrew, and distinguished guests. Today, I'm here to speak about two things, a few things on the resolutions under new business. But first and foremost, this is my sincere request to you, all these elected officials. You are elected to serve the community, not to make the chaos, not to take the personal attacks. You need to put the people first. You have a lot of job to do, making policies, bringing grants to the city, making things better, making city flourish, where we can go out and enjoy the summer. We have a lot of work to do in the city. Mr. Mayor Ghalib, you are doing a very good job. You were doing it before. You're still handling everything very well, because this chaos, it would have been a mess if you were not in here in this position. I believe that. So I believe, again, folks, work for the community. You are elected, you are behind this counter for the people, by the people. The other things that I would like to speak about is resolution 2025-65. Well, actually, I'd rather say 2025-66, approving acceptance of 2025 D-Win grant for summer youth employment. This is very important for our youth. As you heard recently, we just lost a young man in Bangladeshi descent in Bangla town. Recently, he got killed at the Jane Field for whatever reason, but this young man is only 24 years old. Another friend or friends of the community attacked him and killed him. We need to have our parents informed where the kids are going, what they're doing. These things we need to do for the youth, so they will keep our community safe. And things, these are our generation will come next to serve the communities. So therefore, these grants would be very useful for this community. Second resolution I would like to speak is the 2025-67, approving acceptance of 2025 National League Cities Advanced Economic Mobility Rapid Grant Award. That's also going to help our communities implementation and mobility. I appreciate your time and thank you for everyone listening, and thank you everyone for being here. But please put the community first, Hamtramck first. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, I will still call you Councilman, but just to clarify something, that this body hasn't done anything so far about this chaos. They didn't initiate this chaos. They're still trying to solve the issue. So don't blame them for anything. They haven't done anything so far. They're still discussing and trying to compromise. So thank you for your input.
Jamal Turkey.
All three.
Jamal Turkey.
Turkey.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jamal Turkey, resident in Hamtramck since 2004. I'm here not to defend the police chief or attack the city manager. I'm here to remind both of them and the whole city officials that the taxpayers who pay their salary. And the taxpayer, they work very hard, especially in this hard time. They're suffering to make this. And as a taxpayer, we have the full right to make sure or to ensure that business in the city is running by the right way, and it's compliance with the city charter and the state's laws. From my legal experts, when I observe for the city manager reforms, I believe he was not like have enough professional, because it's by the law. You cannot like refer any person to investigation without reasonable causes, and that he couldn't provide for the city, I think, for emergency meeting. And I saw him like in his press in the media, he stayed the first time. He said there is like the first day, yes, he stopped the chief, and then after 2 days he stopped another officers, and they said in the beginning there is like a serious criminal issue, allegations against the chief, and they said it's internal issues in that department. This make us confused. I'm not against to investigation with the chief. I guess with everybody, and by the right department. I think the right department is the police state, and if the FBI. And also the other note, I see the city manager, he has hired private investigator. We tried with the amount how much the city paid, and we couldn't get any result for that. Everybody know we couldn't. The city couldn't take a decision about the people who candidate in the pilot. And I think he was in the same way to hire a company. It's not entitled to investigate criminal issue. This is why I believe I asked the city council to issue resolution to place him in administrative leave and turn the investigation for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Sam Alasari?
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Everyone is here. Thank you. Let me get to the point. I think we heard a lot from all the residents and everyone. I think the community, they demand to bring back Jamil Tahiri. Bring back Jamil Tahiri and let the investigation continue. Because honestly, after all those videos about his wife, matter of fact, actually she was in the hospital yesterday. He's attacking and she's scared. And I think the best for him to bring back Jamil Tahiri. This was a lot of people from the community being called and asked, we need to ask if there is a city councilor and mayor to the resolution to bring him back. And I did ask the city attorney, and I did ask him if there is any way they could be coming back, and it's up to you. If you bring him back, that's what it is. Let them continue actually the investigation. I was asking you. I was asking you if it's okay. They said it's up to the city council actually to bring him back.
It's more complicated than that.
I know. Let me finish. Actually, that's what we request. Actually, that's a demand that is to come back. I think Mr. Tahiri actually he suffered with a lot of issues with his family, with problems and everything, and he kicked him out. And also, this guy, if he lost his job here, he's not going to get any job in anywhere else. I think those was the people demand actually to do it for him. They want him to lose a job for some personal issues. So that's, and the end I will extend actually my support and our support and the community's support for the mayor and make the right decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Is it Radvan Alumaisi?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Radvan Alumaisi. I'm living in Hamtramck for almost 2 years. So I came here to support Tahiri. I don't know the city manager before, only yesterday or before yesterday what happened. So what I need the city council and the mayor Amir Ghalib to solve this problem. And we need Captain Amir Tahiri to come back. And what happened, and I want to see something in Arabic. يشوفوا التحقيقات الاف بي اي او غيرها الجهات المختصه دي تشوف الموضوع بس يعني يرجعون الظاهري ويشوفوا يحلوا المشكله هذه. شكرا جزيلا. Thank you everyone.
Thank you. Okay. It's a Mohammed, but I don't know what the last. Amy. Sure, it's a Mohammed. It's, and the handwriting is really not, maybe it's Goodwin? What's the last name? Is it Muhammad Awad?
It's an English word.
Is there Muhammad Awad?
Mohammed Awad,
Maybe he lives on Goodson?
that lives on Goodson. Mohammed that lives on Goodson.
I don't think it's
It looks, it doesn't, it looks like Goodson. I
But
can't
that one,
read the word.
9180 would not be good, so.
Is there a Muhammad out there that wants to speak?
I don't know. That's 482
Yeah. It looks like a Detroit resident or something, yeah,
48211 is the zip code you put on there.
I don't know, okay, next, that's fine. Nashwan Zakari?
Nashwan Nakari.
Sakari.
Go ahead.
I can go?
Yes, sir.
Hello, everybody. Max, attorney, counsel, interim, city clerk. I'd like to be here talking about all the positive things that are going on in the city. The surplus, the new projects that are going on, all the new developments. But unfortunately, we're in a mess. When we got the news all over, everybody's, you know, looking out for their own personal agenda, unfortunately. You know, I've known Max. He's helped me out before. Anytime I've called him, he's helped me out. I know the chief. He's done a lot of good work for the city and a lot of people, and a lot of changes to the department. And I'm not here to pick sides. I'm here to know clarity. We want everybody to work together. We don't want personal agendas, everybody working behind each other's back for their own personal gain. It's politics, I understand, but this needs to be put on the side. The truth is, everybody, counsel, attorney, we have an attorney. Use his legal advice, because anything you guys do today or in the future can cause a city litigation. And city attorney, or you know, everybody, you guys will be gone 5-10 years. That's when the city is gonna suffer. Lawsuits, we've already dealing with enough. Water increase, taxes, services not being met to our demands, to the high property tax values that the city's, you know, charging residents and businesses. You know, in terms of the investigation, I commend the chief for holding his tongue, because there's been a lot of leaks. You know, he could speak out, you know, these leaks through the memo, the emails, and unfortunately the audio. You know, the chief, he's a man, he can handle his own. But when you leak something personal like that, you guys don't think about his wife. That's not right, guys. Whoever leaked it, that's not right. That's cowardly. Respect the man. Now this, unfortunately, she has to deal with this. The embarrassment, the social anxiety, and all the stuff that comes with it. That's not right. Let's keep it what it is. Keep it neutral, keep it fair. And if somebody has a personal agenda, put it on the side. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Stephen Thiel? Stephen Thiel? Thiel?
Stephen Thiel.
Stephen Zeal.
Thiel.
Thiel, sorry.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Thiel. I'm from Grosse Pointe. A few years ago, immediately after leaving this courthouse, I was arrested for a crime I did not commit, and I spent 2 days in jail from that experience. During my time in Hamtramck jail, I learned the city of Hamtramck has, for years, only provided 400 calories of food per prisoner per day. This is a crime. Since then, all attempts by me to obtain prisoner food records from the city through the Freedom of Information Act have been unsuccessful, because the records were either concealed or destroyed. I complained to the police, the city manager's office, and the mayor's office. Nobody has provided any type of constructive response. To be clear, I'm against any government starving prisoners or displaced people anywhere in the world. For the remainder of my time, I would like to repeat my claim until my time is up, so it may sink in for everybody listening, in the hope it will make a difference. The city of Hamtramck starves its prisoners and has destroyed the records regarding the purchase of prisoner food. The city of Hamtramck starves its prisoners and has destroyed the records regarding the purchase of prisoner food. The city of Hamtramck starves its prisoners and has destroyed the records regarding the purchase of prisoner food. The city of Hamtramck starves its prisoners and has destroyed the records regarding the purchase of prisoner food. Starving people under your care is unacceptable, and somebody needs to do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Mark Corai?
Mark Corai.
Mark what?
Corai.
Mark Gorai.
Assalamu alaikum. Wish to indicate tonight all the big news stories. Want to indicate some things about my history with the city. First of all, we took 37 depositions in the first case I brought, in which I sued Max Garbarino. I still have most of those deposition transcripts. Okay, I just imagine I was going to say his Jamal's father name, but oh yeah, I sued you too one time. Remember that? Yeah, he was a sergeant back then, later he was a lieutenant. Okay, and so I sued both these guys. I also sued Adam Tardif and some other people. Too many to name. But the point is, I learned everything about the interior of the city. I learned how money flows to the city, how it flows in the police department, how it flows from the invoices that come in, from the taxes, how everything comes in. Activity 1 funding, we created an entire diagram of the city, of the finances. And we knew where things were missing, why things were going back and forth, you know? And eventually, people didn't take it seriously until, at one point, the guy got indicted. They raided his house, a guy named Mike Stout, okay? He was indicted. It was Operation Northern Hook, FBI operation. And he never got any jail time, but people started believing, hey, this guy's scoring maybe onto something, you know? So keep in mind, people are watching. We have records, 1,000 pages of records, interior documents regarding the city. Everything we have. We know everything. We used to have meet all the time, hours on end, going through diagrams, PowerPoint presentations. Me, Roger Webb, who's now deceased, okay? One of the foreign guy, Bill, who's a former city manager here, all these people. I can remember that opposing side always saying this, the attorneys say, Travis Malik, we're gonna win, we're gonna beat Corey. And they authorized hundreds of thousands of dollars to beat me. They never beat me. I am here all the time. Last 40 years I've been here, nobody's beaten me yet. I always win because I know how to play this, how the inside works. Everybody looking here, very few people from 10 years ago. I remember you were from 10 years ago. Everybody else knew. I go back 40 years. I am always here. I'm the one constant. When Katrina Powell wants to get rid of me, wants to sanction me, doesn't matter. She's gone. All these people disappear. I sued Ann Moyse. I sued, besides Max, I think I sued, how many police did I sue? I can't remember anymore. But the point is, be careful, because people like me are out there. We know everything. We know where you work, where you play, and so does the state police. So does FBI. Everybody knows you guys, okay? We share notes, we do a lot of stuff together. That's how we know everything. Keep in mind. So be careful, because a lot of stuff's coming down. Thank you.
Thank you. Khalil Osman?
Good evening. I would like to say Happy Memorial Day, Mr. Mayor and Body of the Council. And I'm here, my name is Khalil Hoffman. I live in Dearborn. I came here because I want to address one situation, because it got really hectic and out of control through all the social media posts. Every time I look at this problem holistically, I keep asking myself, when I get a chance, I want to ask Mask, who do you work for? Because apparently everything that we heard on the internet, on the social media, it doesn't indicate that you are really working here for the city. Your history and your past experience showed that you were a police officer, you were fired in 2015 for whatever reason, for fraud election and stuff like that. You got paid to settle with the city and agreed not to apply for any position in the city. Some way, somehow, you were able to go around all these allegations and the settlement and apply again to be the city manager. So, from my perspective, that breach of agreement between you and the city, it's a public record. When you sued the city, and your last email to the mayor and the city council, if they take any action against you, you're gonna come back and sue them again as a retaliation for what's happening. But to me, I don't see this, what's happening right now as a retaliation. Everything that we see through this history of this agreement, it showed that you just bypass the mayor, bypass the city council, took actions in your own, suspended people while disregarding all the notifications from the chief regarding the police officer that you asked to be hired.
Address the mayor when you're talking.
Mr. Mayor and body of City Council, the leaked video that was spread to all the social media a couple days ago, it's really a violation of the privacy, and no one has the full control of that video except for the city manager and police officer David. And the order to have the chief police phone conversation recorded is a violation against the law. To me, Mr. Mayor and the city council body, I could see right now like a systematic corruption that's happening, and the city manager is trying to basically spread fear among all of you guys. The email that he wrote, if something happened to him, he will go back and sue the city.
Thank you.
1 minute?
You can have 1 minute.
Okay. So from my perspective, the unauthorized suspension of the chief is basically a violation, and I would ask this body to reconsider reinstating the chief police immediately. Look at the history of the city manager, how he's planning all along this is to happen. His low performance throughout the years, he knows exactly that he's not going to be renewed in 2 months. So this is his last chance to pull the city into a lawsuit. He started this chaos. He started spreading private and confidential information in order to pull the city into a trap where he will be able to sue the city again. He did it in the past, in 2015, and he sued the city. He did not get anything. He settled for $73,000. So I advise the body here and the mayor and the council members to basically reinstate the chief police, because these are all allegations, nothing factual, and look into what the city manager did in the past. Thank you.
Abdul Nasser,
Mr. Mayor, if I may, every bit of that was untrue, almost all of it. I literally can go through it fact by fact by fact to dispute everything he just said. It was all inaccurate information, completely.
Abdul Nasser al-Najjar, Dearborn resident.
Abdul Nasser. Assalamu alaikum. Mayor Ghalib, Councilman. I'm here today to express my frustration about leaking personal information about a citizen, one of us, not about him being a chief and then trying to gain something out of that. What happened is disrespectful to all of us, not just to him. We all know how our community is, and then we know how the way we think. And what I've seen is very disrespectful by someone who's supposed to be part of us, to help us, to grow the city. This is a try. This is a try to stop the city from moving forward. I'm here to stand with Chief Jamil Al-Tahiri, and we need him back. And if we're gonna be fair and justice, both the chief and the city manager have to be under investigation by FBI or by not by any private company. I think you guys did a good job not finding him at this point, and we want you guys to just be fair for both of them, and then figure out who's wrong. Because we are a person is being condemned of doing wrong and then not given the chance to defend himself. That's never fair. He has the right to defend himself. The way he was thrown out of the office is very disrespectful to him and to us. We need you guys to bring him back, or both of them, on a suspended leave until the investigation is over. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Saleh Al-Tahiri. Saleh
Al-Tahiri.
Saleh Al-Tahiri.
Hello, everyone. Peace and greetings to all of you. You know, last year, when we came in last year, we were happy and celebrating, and we were seeing a brighter future for Hamtramck. And the reason I'm here today, basically, Jamil actually loved the city. And I asked him, why do you want to go to Hamtramck? I mean, you can have a job in Qatar or United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia. You can pay a lot of money. Why would you want to go to a small town? So basically he said, listen, I was here in 2018, and I think he met Khalil at that time, 2018, and he met the people. He fell in love with the city. He said, you know, it's a big Yemeni community, and from my background, because he deals with a diverse community, as you know, in New York City, actually, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, from all walks of life. Anyway, so he never mentioned anything at all to me in terms of negative regarding Max. As a matter of fact, he even invited Max to come to visit us in New York City. Isn't that about Max? And Max never showed up. So he never had this within him in his heart, any animosity and toward anyone.
But by the way, this is the chief's father, for those who don't know.
Sorry, Jamil Al-Tahiri's father. Jamil Al-Tahiri's father, yes. So he never had any animosity. And in February this year, when Jamil had the operation, I came to visit him, and David was there. And David contacted me. He said, Mr. Al-Tahiri, this is Jamil's dear friend. Don't worry, I'll take care of him. You don't have to come. I said, wow, that's really nice of him. Fine fellow, good-hearted fellow. He really cares about my son. Anyway, I came, and I met David. He seems to be a nice guy. So really right now, we're shocked. What happened? What happened? A dear friend, so-called dear friend, would record a conversation between you and your wife, and half that, this is like 5 months ago. 5 months ago, the recording was done. And 5 months later, this comes out leaked to the media. This, if you have a friend like that, who needs an enemy?
So that was before he did the surgery, right?
Before, yes.
They were still good friends.
Absolutely. So anyway, I like I said, Jamil, as you know, his record speaks for itself. He came here to Hamtramck, as you see it. He made the Youth Academy, the Citizen Academy. He made the relations between the community and the police officers. He cares about the police here within Hamtramck. He cares about them. He's like family to them. So, the judgment that was done to release or suspend a police chief. This is not a clerk. This is a police chief. Yes.
you have extra
I
minutes?
will give him
finish-
an extra.
This is a,
Why are you, I'm
You
sorry,
don't have to
why
do
are
it,
you
please, okay?
suggesting the
Yeah, I'll give
this
him an
is,
extra.
this is the police
I
chief
know it's
actually.
inappropriate.
Everybody's
Yeah.
interrupted.
So,
No,
so
please,
this is
we
the
can't
police
interrupt.
chief
I'm sorry.
actually. So
Nobody can
basically, you know, with all due respect to any title, but the thing is that actually a big situation like this should have been consulted with the mayor. The mayor is a fair and honorable man. The people around him are fair. This should be settled in a peaceful way, not defaming maliciously the person's character. A person who has worked 20 years with the NYPD, retired from it, honorably served it, and coming to Hamtramck, and this is happening. I think it was poor judgment, and hopefully you guys take care of this. So Samir, and with his record will speak for itself that it will be clear from this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Nicole Smith, Romulus.
Second, because I won't take up much of your time. Good evening, everyone. Hamtramck. My name is Nicole Smith. Oh, shoot. One second. I just want to say what I want to say and be done. I am a Romulus resident and also a city council candidate. I am here to support your chief, Jamil Al-Tahiri, on the basis of intent and compassion. I support your chief because I feel he has true intentions and compassion for this city and the people, regardless to their race or stature. I won't speak on this situation which brought us here today because it's clear that the investigation should hold its weight. In conjunction with the support of the people from far and near, attesting to his character, which I feel is a great asset to this city, deserving reinstatement. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Ziad Abdulmalik, Dearborn.
Good evening, Mayor and members of council. Before I get started with what I have to say, I would like to ask, because I'm not sure the process here, if you guys are able to respond at the end of what I have to say, it would be kindly and greatly appreciated. If not, by the conclusion of this meeting, I would hopefully hear a response from this governing body. My name is Ziad Abdulmalik, and I am here because this city is facing a crisis in leadership and integrity, and it requires immediate action and swift accountability. Originally, when I came here today, my intention was not to come to this podium and speak, but to enjoin all the residents here in our First Amendment protected activity of assembly and protest. I did not come here today to either stand for the chief, whose actions speak louder than words. I am a firm believer in this. He has not only proven this over and over in the things that he's done in the city to improve the way of life for the residents, to improve the safety and the outreach with the youth. And I am not here today to stand against the city attorney, the city manager, excuse me, and the slew of recent allegations that have came up and that I've read today. But what made me come up here today is what I've seen and what I believe has been a failure in governance. The fact that these allegations have came up in similar fashion that they have came up against the chief, and he was put on administrative leave, but yet the city manager is here now in his full capacity. To be fair and ethical and maintain the integrity of the investigation, the city manager should recuse himself from any further meetings and any further duties in his full capacity until the investigation is resolved, because it seems now that everybody's going to be involved in some investigation one way or another. This brings up questions of ethical conduct, conflict of interest, and breakdown in governance. What I have seen, and this has spread across the state like a wildfire, something isn't cooking right. in honor to preserve what's going on in this investigation, I ask that the governing body take swift and immediate action and have the city manager recuse himself immediately today to protect the integrity, due process, and honesty. We cannot have an impartial investigation with the way that things are running their course right now. All parties involved need to have stepped from the side and to be able to stand honestly and face the residents truthfully.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Abdul Malik Naji.
Greeting everyone. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. We love you, man. We love everyone here. We love our city. But what has came recently is very disappointing. We're very concerned, very worried. This chief has been working for close to 24 years in New York, has not done anything wrong. And what we seen last week was disturbing and crazy. So, and we don't even believe that, to be honest, because a person who came to support the community and stood for us and for our children cannot have these allegations. This is false allegations. So we support the mayor about the last meeting when he concluded. He said this this investigation has to be transparent and fair. So either we put the chief back on his office, his work, or unfortunately we have to both on administrative leave, paid leave, until this investigation is fully completed. Thank you.
Thank you. Al-Hassan Al-Shahbi. Al-Shawbi.
Hassan Al-Sharbi.
Someone's, I don't know, yeah, someone needs to be here. Thank you.
I'll take that again.
Yeah, thank you, I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
You say the name.
I think it's Hassan or Shabi.
It's a lot of people out there.
Yeah, you said it right, he was out there.
At the end? Yeah, the second time, you want to speak again? Are you going to yell again?
Hello, everybody.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Mayor, City Councilors, everybody over here. I want to speak in Arabic, please, if you accept it. Assalamu alaikum. نحن جينا اليوم هنا سبورت الماير والسيتي كونسل القرار الذي بيتخذه ان شاء الله بالمهزله اللي صاره والتعدي للحرمات، وخاصه ان احنا قدمنا يمنيين وعرب فاهمين ايش معنات الدخل بالعرض والشرف، ودخلت ال 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 الاشياء السريه للبيوت لا يصح فيها، هذه عيب. ما يعني القيم افتكر اني بجميع المجتمعات، مش لا عندنا فقط، في جميع المجتمعات سواء الاجنبيه او الغربيه او العربيه. فهذه لها حدود بصراحه. دخول زي هذه الحاجات يا سياده الماير صراحه هذه غير مقبول، لا مننا ولا منهم ولا من اي انسان. نتمنى منك ومن السيتي كانسل ان يتخذوا قرار اليوم بانهاء هذه المهزله، وانا اسميها صراحه مهزله بما تعني الكلمه، وهذه تسوء لكم قبل ما تسوء لنا، لانكم انتم واجهتنا واحنا واثقين فيكم، واحنا الذي صوتنا لكم ودائما يعني نصوت لكم ونثق فيكم بهذا الشيء. المهزله طاله واصبح يعني موضوع هامترامك الان بألسن جميع الناس داخل امريكا بصراحه، يعني من اخبار ومن نيوز من اشياء، فما افتكرش انها جيده لنا ولا لكم. فاتمنى انكم توقفوا هذه المهزله اليوم وتخرجوا بشيء يرضي الجميع عبر القانون طبعا، لانه كلنا احنا نمشي بعد القانون، والقانون هو يحكم الكبير والصغير. وشكرا لكم.
Thank you. So he wants me to translate, and he's talking about the importance of protecting privacy and how it was breached and intentionally done by some people who works in the city. And he thinks that's a horrible thing, especially that they know how sensitive this thing is in our community and in our culture. So he wants the city council to, and he thinks these values are shared within all communities and across different cultures, that you should protect privacy and not get it done, involved within political affairs. So he wants the body, the city council, to take a decisive decision tonight to remedy this situation.
That is also public knowledge.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We will move to the consent agenda. This is approved with a single motion without discussion. And we have item A, approval of minutes from the May 13, 2025 regular city council meeting. B, approval of minutes from the May 23, 2025 special council meeting. C, approval of invoice registered date ending May 27, 2025. Approval, and D, approval of pre-approved expenditure date ending May 27, 2025.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No objections? No. Thank you. All right, we move to the public hearing, and we have the first one, Resolution 2025-53B, approving second reading and public hearing of Ordinance 2025-01, City of Hamtramck to 2025-2026 General Appropriation Ordinance.
Motion. Second.
That is to open the hearing.
No, that's just to
To-
motion to start.
So
the
can I get a
Mr. Chair.
motion to open the hearing?
Motion to open.
I'll
8:35.
Thank
All
you.
right. Do we have anybody who wants to speak? I don't think anybody's interested in this topic, so
I need a motion to close.
Mr. Chair.
thank
Second.
you. All right. Anyone of the city council wants to?
No, sir.
All right. So we can go ahead and vote, please.
Thank you. Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman El Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2025-53B approved.
All right. You don't want me to vote for that?
Oh, would you like to vote? Yes?
Yes.
Is that a yes as well?
I'll say yes.
Okay, it's approved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Second one is Resolution 2025-54B, approving second reading and public hearing for the proposed rezoning of 9327 Gallagher from residential to C to mixed-use commercial.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Chair.
I need a
Motion
motion.
to open.
Thank you.
It's 8:36.
Any discussion?
Same.
Okay, can we motion to close?
Mr. Chair, motion to close, 8:36.
Again, 8:36. Can you go ahead and vote?
Thank you. Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman El Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
It is not an ordinance, Mayor. You don't
Yes.
necessarily have to vote. So, Resolution 2025-54 be approved.
Thank you. All right, we move to the new business. And we have the first item to discuss or continue discussion regarding the police chief. I guess I need a motion to start the discussion.
Motion.
Second.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mayor, I'd like to start, if at all possible.
Go ahead.
First, I want to start by saying that there is a lot of misinformation going on around here. It is very clear by all the speakers coming up here and literally saying false things that are not accurate. I will start by saying I cannot speak on the specifics of the investigation dealing with the chief and the officer and whatever else is involved because it's inappropriate, and nor should anyone here speak in specifics. That's something meant for either closed session, in private. It's personnel matters, basically.
But it was okay to leak them out to the public?
Mr. Mayor, I did not.
At this time, it is public. Everybody knows. So what difference does it make?
Mr. Mayor, that's not all of the investigation. May I continue?
Okay, continue.
I will say that there are several verified complaints at this point. They're not anonymous, contrary to what people are saying. They never were anonymous. I believe the anonymous came from an anonymous leak, which I can tell you unequivocally was not me or none of my staff. I can't speak to where it came from, but I will say
Who did you say handed it to you?
Huh?
Who handed that allegations to you? You said
there's one. I got to be very careful going into this.
no, but last time I asked you, I kept saying anonymous. You said it's not anonymous. You give it to me. It's
so
recorded.
Mr. Adamczyk made some complaints. Okay. Plus, there are other complainants in this.
Okay.
It is not just one person.
Okay.
So I want to make that very clear as well. And also, I would like to add that what do I gain from this? Up until recently, I had an excellent relationship with the chief. Why would I start this immense amount of drama for no reason? It's just insane. The chief has done a lot of good things here. I'm not taking away from all the good things he said, but the fact of the matter is there's complaints that need to be investigated, and the city manager's office took action that was felt to be necessary. Further, it's being spread that this is a retaliation for the officer. That's not the case. I placed on leave the police chief and the officer. The police chief did not place the officer on leave. I did that. And there was no disciplinary action on the officer up until that point. There was, none. So that's also misinformation. People are coming up row after row after row, spreading misinformation that just is not true and not accurate. Further, there's now a memo that I've seen circulating out, and I'm going to read a statement on that because it's just completely ridiculous. There's a memo circulating on social media so totally lacking in any form or authority and so contrary to the clear language of our charter that I must speak up. It is clearly written by someone who has not read and does not understand our charter or our system of municipal government. Someone without the guts to put their name in it. That should tell you need to know about it, but let me tackle this ridiculous head on so the public understands the truth. It's labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first one, the overreach of authority and misuse of power. The first allegation is that I overreached my authority and misused my power. This is false. The claim against me, that I demand private tax records, I did no such thing. The Income Tax Department, along with all other departments, must under the charter provide information to establish that a potential candidate is not in default to the city as mandated by section 6-8 of the city charter. The next provision of the charter appears to be that, because the city did its due diligence under 6-8, that we're supposed to look the other way for a candidate that the memo admits that the candidate in question cleared substantial obligations to the city. I fail to see how mandating this candidate clean up his debts to the city before he sits in judgment of all others in the city is somehow improper. Contrary to this memo, he was not the only person who had to do the same. I won't apologize for doing my job, which is to ensure that the charter is followed and that the people who owe the city money pay it. The memo also claims that I somehow directed the building department what to enforce and not enforce regarding things like business licensing. The problem with that is that it's the clerk who polices business licensing. As for the directing the department again, that is part of my job. And because this council has cut funding to that department, it is up to me to determine how the scarce public resources are delivered. I have similarly not weaponized investigations against members of the council. To the contrary, all candidates, whether an incumbent or challengers, were subjected to the same investigation to determine whether or not they live in the city. The investigations revealed what they revealed. Significantly, if true, as the memo says, that I had the authority to remove the offending members, something I dispute, and the city attorney backs me up on, if I was weaponizing investigations, why are these members still on council? The allegation is quite frankly stupid. Hiring favoritism and undermining departmental authority. The allegation centers on the chief of police decision to hire Mr. Adamczyk. I did not hire him. Chief Altahiri did. Not only signing all the appropriate papers, but assisting him in becoming certified through MCOLs. I did not take a vacation with Mr. Adamczyk. The Chief Altahiri did. I did not put myself in the position of having my significant other air my dirty laundry to a subordinate. Chief Altahiri made that critical error in judgment that every officer in every paramilitary organization knows they should not. There was no espionage necessary here. Whatever observations this officer made, he made without my involvement or encouragement. What's more, they were made because the chief crossed the line and decided to fraternize with someone 4 ranks below him. Disturbing practice that is also the subject of our allegations made against the chief. Having made this mess, the chief cannot have it both ways, saying that I interfered in the inner workings of his department, but then put it at my doorstep, the job of disciplining one of his subordinates. Why, if the chief had a problem with Officer Adamczyk, did he not bring it up on the departmental charges? That's the way it works in police departments. I know, I have run one and been a member of 2 others. Breach of agreement with the city. This allegation just shows how stupid the people are who contribute to this trumped up memorandum. Parties to an agreement can always change the terms of an agreement. In 2020, the city, through its then city manager and this council, agreed not to enforce the provision and formally voted to rehire me. I was invited back to the city. That disputes the fact that I was applied even because I was invited to come back to the city. And then I was offered the job as city manager, which everyone on council here voted for.
Well, which you didn't tell us. We were new. You knew that, but we didn't know.
Mr. Mayor, I had already been working here for several years.
It's all right, but we didn't know about that agreement.
I'm sorry that you might not have known that, but there's councilmen on this council that were here at that time.
All right.
So
the thing is...
May I finish my statement, please?
Okay, that's too long. I mean...
I have worked here for 5.5 years since that decision. Quite frankly, even if this council wants to run away from the decision to rehire me and then years later promote me, if there was even an issue, the council long since waived it by doing nothing to enforce its provision, which was thoroughly discussed at the time I was rehired. Inappropriate actions and double standards. The suspension of the police chief was justified, and I am, as explained below, fully authorized to do it. I will not go into the substance of the allegations, as that is not necessary or proper, but when presented with credible allegations of wrongdoing, it is absolutely my duty to take action I took. This council is well aware that the chief was not the only individual suspended, so I am perplexed at how anyone can look at these allegations and say I acted inappropriately or somehow unfair. This is the rare instance where both the person making the allegations and the one who is the subject of the allegations are suspended. The allegation that I played favorite is at odds with the objective probable reality that both parties on the same status are on paid administrative leave. Allegations of corruption and obstruction of justice. You want to know how the allegation I somehow protected corrupt officers is without merit? The anonymous persons who wrote the memo included no names. I'd like to know what corruption they are involved in, what their names are, and how I helped them. Until this information is forthcoming, it won't be. No one can take it seriously. As for the second allegation about obstruction of investigation into Officer Adamczyk, does the stupid individual who wrote this distract from the real corruption now that this officer is also on paid administrative leave? If I was out to obstruct an investigation into this officer, why is he being investigated? 6, inappropriate actions with city council. My actions to hold council members accountable for complying with city and state is protected activity. This council cannot take adverse action in whole or in part on my decision to report suspected illegal conduct to the authorities. This is the very thing prohibited by Michigan Whistleblower Protection Act, as I outlined below. I categorically deny any impropriety in my selection of a highly qualified firm to investigate why are very serious and sensitive matters requiring the tact and confidentiality of professional investigators. Further, I relinquished, which I didn't have to do, to the city attorney to handle the investigation in its entirety. I stepped back from it completely. The city attorney has it. 7, actions taken without city council permission. I am not required to run disciplinary decisions by city council. As explained below in more detail, the authority to discipline employees falls entirely to me under the charter. I did absolutely nothing that violated my mandate by failing to ask permission to do my job in conformity with the laws. This allegation is absolutely spurious. I am now going to read the prepared statement regarding the balance of the allegations. I sent this to all of you earlier.
I think most of what you just mentioned is mentioned in there, but you are taking too much time. I think it's fair. You already mentioned stuff. But how do you feel now that you were given the opportunity to address these allegations and you didn't give that opportunity and that right to Jamil Al-Tahiri? How do you feel?
Mr. Mayor,
you deprived him of staying here to defend himself and to make things clear to the public. But you asked for your right to defend yourself right now, and you took like 20 minutes.
Mr. Mayor, if I may add, None of these are criminal allegations against me. There are criminal allegations alleged.
Well,
When a-
I
when a
got
police-
that email too
when-
from someone.
When a police officer in any state, any county, any city across the whole nation is suspected of this, they are put on administrative leave. This is how this works.
Okay, let me give you, no, I have to talk. I have a lot to say. I'm sorry. But first, all out of these allegations you're denying and you keep calling them stupid allegation, nonsense, and they are not real criminal activities. Let me mention one thing. Let me mention one thing. It's mentioned here that the overtime abuse that was complained to you multiple times in the email. Not true?
Not true.
Well,
There-
wait,
there-
let me finish.
Okay,
let me
sorry.
finish.
I apologize.
This officer used to work for Wayne County in the fraud division, right? And Hamtramck pays him money for doing that, right? Wayne County officials confirmed that he did not show up even for 1 day for the past 7 months, and we are paying him the overtime. You guys are paying him the overtime. Last time, one of the commenters came to complain that we are wasting the city resources because they are getting paid $240 a month for doing their job. But for tens of thousands of dollars that you paid for overtime for a person that never showed up to his job, that's not a crime and that's not a waste of resources.
Mr. Mayor, may I-
Excuse me, you can't judge. This
I'm
has to be
asking-
included in the investigation.
It is, Mr. Mayor.
Because Wayne
It
County officials confirmed to us that this is true. He never showed up to his job and he was getting paid by Hamtramck, and you call this thing a lie. You are not the one who judged. This is a serious allegation. This is a crime, criminal activity, misconduct. You're unethical, unprofessional to make the citizen pay for you overtime, and you are sitting home and you come with hours recorded that you were at your work site, and when he asks you in these emails that he's abusing overtime, you never address that. You never listen to him. Let me finish and then you can address.
Okay.
This is one thing. Insubordination. Insubordination is mentioned multiple times here. I'm not talking about the document that you received. I don't know who addressed it. I'm talking about these emails that he kept sending, including you in. Insubordination. He's not listening to him. He's not taking orders from him. And you consider that nonsense. Let me talk about the timeline of events. Because apparently incivility and insubordinance was the norm in this police department, and professionalism was just an exception. The day when we met together, all of us, you, me, the police chief, and the attorney, we thought that we solved the issue. You said at that day, okay, I have nothing to do with Dave, and we agreed that the police chief should go and implement the department policies and discipline him if he's wrong. You said, okay, I have nothing to do with that. Then the next day when he started doing that, by the way, they took his badge and computer and stuff, and they started disciplining him, and he was about to be sent on administrative leave, pending investigation. The investigation was ordered, I was told, and it takes 10 days to expire. You came up with this whole show to embed and to stop his investigation. The same day. It was the same day. It wasn't the next day. It was the same day. In the morning, he took action against him. He took his ID and other stuff, ordered an investigation. Later on at 1 o'clock or so, you started this. And guess what? I was with you and the attorney the previous day. The next day, I was 15 feet away from you in my office. And I heard that you suspended him or you sent him an administrative leave without telling me. And 2 hours or so after he had started the process of disciplining the guy. This will be included in the investigation.
Absolutely.
The series of event, embedding the investigation process and shifting the attention to the police chief. This is what is behind that. What is the motive? What is the motive behind that? That will be included, and that's why I'm saying you are part of the issue and you should be included in the investigation.
Mr. Mayor, may I respond before we get too far afield? I want to actually address the specific things you responded to, albeit that we should not be discussing this in an open forum. Since you breached that on a few occasions here, I will say that up until literally very recently, the officer reported directly to the chief of police. Directly. He was his
okay.
direct supervisor.
It says here he's not taking orders from his direct supervisor, and he keeps meeting with you in the office frequently, and he asks you not to intervene with the police department.
These series of emails started happening right when the relationship
apparently
deteriorated. I'm telling you, Mayor, these emails started appearing right when the relationship between Officer Damchak and the chief of police.
Well, when were the allegation? When did they show? When did they start? 2 hours before you took action?
No, Mayor. Prior to that.
2 hours before you took action.
Prior to that, Mayor.
You said somebody gave it to you,
and
and you had to act.
I said that it was exploding, and that necessary action had to be taken at that time. But those allegations were prior to that.
Oh, it had to be addressed.
And I'd like to address the insubordination. How can it? Mr. Adamchuk reported directly to the chief of police for a whole year. 100%.
It didn't say that.
He didn't report to anybody.
Okay, that was
He didn't report to anyone but the chief of police. It was the chief's responsibility that whole time to deal with Officer Adamchuk. And then all of a sudden, when their relationship deteriorates, let's face it, they put it on my
never
lap.
deteriorated when there was a video recorded 6 months ago. It was already deteriorated, but in a smart way, because there was a specific mission for this guy when he was hired.
Mayor, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
okay.
but I am no arch criminal here that
We're not
planted
gonna
an
keep
officer
arguing.
in the thing to spy on a police chief that,
All right,
frankly, I
Max,
liked.
this is the thing.
I mean,
He's
Mayor,
saying
that's
here...
ludicrous. It doesn't even sound legitimate.
Okay, he's saying that he ordered him to stop the investigation against elected officials, and he refused.
Mayor, that is completely untrue. All those things in there are completely untrue. The emails he sent to me, I told you were not true. I told you in the meeting where the city attorney was sitting there
that's not
the chief
you
had
who
to
decides.
stop sending false emails to me.
It's not you who
That's
decides that.
specifically what I
Let me
said.
tell you something. A couple months ago, Councilman Rufa'i asked me about the specific job of this person. Why is he investigating people? He asked me, and I testify for that. And he said, why is he doing investigation against elected official? Who ordered that? Who told him? Did we approve that?
About 6 months ago, the AG investigators were still here. So
I'm talking about
whatever happened with that
No.
was between the police department.
I'm talking about this guy. And then I had to ask on my own way, what is going on? And then at that time, 2 months ago, the police chief mentioned that I did not approve this investigation. 2 months ago, not May 12 when these allegations. So I can testify for that.
Mayor,
And he is here. Did you ask me 2 months ago?
Yes, sir. I will tell you as a fact that the police chief was aware of every investigation in that police department. And if he wasn't, that is a real problem. But I know as a fact he was, because I have an email chain back and forth and plenty of witnesses to say that he actually did know. And further, Mr. Adamchuk is subject to everything here. If you say he potentially did overtime fraud or anything like that, all of that is going to be looked at. He is not going to escape this. This isn't a retaliatory thing against the chief of police. This is literally both of them placed on
It is
administrative
both of them,
leave.
but you're excluding yourself. A
Mr.
lot
Mayor,
of these are against
Mr. Mayor,
you,
these are literally fabrications.
I don't care about this. I haven't read them. I don't know who sent it to you. I'm talking
not
about
excluding myself, Mayor. The city attorney, if he wants to direct it towards look at me, I have nothing to hide, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. This is the thing. All we're asking for is fair, transparent investigation,
100%,
because
Mayor.
you are being given the opportunity to explain to the public what's going on and defend yourself. You did not give that privilege and that right to the police chief. You just sent him out of the department and did all that, show to shift the attention from the problem, the person who caused the problem in the department, to the police chief as if he's the criminal. And again, another thing is, let's leave that for the investigation. That's the sequence of events. Let's talk about
one thing real quick, Mayor. My jury is right here. This is my opportunity. The chief of police reports to me, and we're trying to get to the facts on that. And in which case, I didn't fire the chief of police. If the facts come back and say that the chief did all this, then I'm going to come to yourself and counsel and say, okay, here's what's going on.
Right.
But you're my jury. This is my
no
opportunity
problem.
to prevent a misjustice of
all we're asking for is that fair investigation should be
100%
conducted against everybody who's involved and whose name is mentioned there. And then the fact that breaching confidentiality and invading privacy of people here in this community. That's how can you
firmly oppose that, Mayor. I will tell you 100%.
I'm telling you about the
that-
person who did the recording, because it was done on a cruise, according to what happened, and we know who was there with the police chief and his family. So just the fact that the person does that 5 months ago or 6 months ago, when they were still good friends, tells you what kind of an evil person this is. And then to release that to the community and expect the community to, do you think about the consequences that happens to the family, to the person?
Nothing should have been released. I will tell you that as a fact.
Oh,
And I did not, nor did my staff.
we agree. I'm not saying it's you. But how can you expect us to trust our police department when there are some people who are acting like this for the purpose of blackmailing their police chief or any elected official, or how can I personally don't feel safe anymore. I don't feel safe to be here because I know some of our police members, I'm not saying all of them, are there to get us how do I know that there are no recording devices or cameras in my office or in my car? How can I trust that nobody is recording my conversation after what's happening? And you want me to trust people that I don't know in this department or in this city hall? I don't feel safe. I have zero trust now. And I'm sure the elected body here and everybody in the community feel the same way. I mean, if I do something now, I got some hints from some people that, hey, you are subject to retaliation. You have the Senate confirmation coming. Hey, are you thinking about that? You know what? If the Senate reject me for fighting corruption and standing for justice, that's an honor for me.
Which is exactly what I'm doing, Mayor.
Because I'm expecting after this. Guys, have you heard that I'm under investigation before?
No, sir.
No? Have you heard that I have any problem with anyone before?
No, sir.
Have you heard any allegation against me?
No, sir.
So if something happens from now on, guess what? Who is responsible for that? And what's the purpose after that? I'm talking here, and I have nothing. I have a very good relationship with him. I know that he never said no to me when I asked him, because he knows I only ask him legitimate things. I never asked him to do something illegal for me, and he knows that.
And for the record,
And
I respect you very much.
And I respect you for that. And he knows. And that's why I feel that my record is clean and clear. Unless there's breach of confidentiality against me and my family or my friends or other stuff, then I would worry about that, because I don't want the public to know about my private stuff. You guys don't know even how many kids I have or what are their names, because I don't like to expose my personal life to people. I like to keep it private. And I'm sure everybody of you wants that. And so this is a very serious crime, and it put the person who committed this, that he is unprofessional, he has zero ethics, poor work ethics, and we cannot take whatever he say into consideration, and he should be under investigation. And I wouldn't trust these allegations coming from him against the police chief, knowing what kind of moral and ethics he has. That's one thing. That's why we need fair investigation to include everybody. And then the allegation against the guy or against you, I didn't see anything against your family, your partner, your kids. That's what kind of ethics we should say. Even from an anonymous person, I didn't hear anything against you, because that should not be included in that's a crime. I would consider it.
Mr. Mayor, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I 100%
am
saddened that all that stuff is out
right.
there.
I'm not saying it's you.
It should not be out there. It should not at all be out there. It should all have been handled internally. Sometimes that happens, and it's uncontrolled.
Exactly, and I'm saying that just the fact that thinking about what kind of some officers in our department thinking about blackmailing their, once they are caught doing wrong stuff, and then discipline is about to be initiated against them, then they start blackmailing their police chief. How can we trust these kind of people? Ladies and gentlemen, we are working with investigators here. He owns a private company investigation, a private investigation company. So what is he doing here? How can we trust? You know, and I'm sorry to say this, the city hall is run by a police mentality. I know you used to be the police chief, but you should, you know, get rid of that role. That said, you are the city manager now. And I know that he used to be your supervisor in the past, 2015. Now it's different. You are his supervisor. So he should not, you know, you should not defend wrong stuff. And this is why I'm asking for fair thing, that not a wise person will stand against. Everybody who is included here should be under investigation, fair investigation by the government, FBI, state police, or a third party, private company that's chosen by all of us, not just by one party or one side. And the threats, the blackmails, and I read in your email about mentioning discrimination and stuff. Max, you were hired against some Muslim people who applied for city manager, and you were picked out of all of them. Why would you consider this body to discriminate against you?
I would hope that that's not the case.
They chose you out of multiple people who are from the community. Another thing, there was another issue here in the city hall, and you know, a person from the community forced to leave the city hall, and you stayed. Why do you think they will discriminate against you? Why didn't you think that those cases might be discrimination against? But that's the thing. No threats of retaliation or blackmailing people should be accepted here. We will do the right thing. I don't care about the consequences. We're not going to violate the rules. This charter right here, on page 16, it's mentioned that I'm the chief executive here. On page 17, it's mentioned if there is a disorder and chaos in the city hall, that I have the right to call in a state of emergency if I feel to. I don't feel safe anymore. We don't feel safe as a community. We feel that there is a chaos and disorder in the city hall. And on page 27 of this charter, I memorized the pages too, it's mentioned what power can we have in that case, including taking control of the police department in case of emergency. If I have to do that, if this body doesn't want to act, then I would have to do that at the end. And this charter gave me the right to. So don't threaten us that we can't do anything because there's a lawsuit coming. We can't do things because we have no power. No, we have power. And on page 26, removing the city manager. It can only take 3 people as a committee that the mayor can choose, and they study what's happening. If they come back with a recommendation that, yes, he violated the rules, then it's as easy as that. Not violating the charter. You can be removed as easy as that. There's a harder way in page 26 too. 15% of petition from the voters can be done to remove you, but we are not going to make it that hard if we have to. But I'm not saying that I will take actions against you. I'm saying now that you should be included in the investigation, and if you are clear, you're welcome to come back. We will welcome you happily. If the chief is guilty, he's not going to come back. He's going to be held accountable. He's going to face the consequences. If you are guilty, the same thing will happen to you. But I'm not going to allow disorder and subordination here to continue in this city hall. And I think the city council will not disagree with me on this. There is nothing that will stop us from doing the right thing. A lawsuit? I keep telling you every time, Max, what if they sue us? Mayor, everybody sues us. Who cares? We always get lawsuits. Why do you think your lawsuit is that scary? Why? Because you keep mentioning that. You call people to tell them, hey, I'm going to do stuff if you know, I'm going to... You said it to some people. I'm sorry, but that's not appropriate. That if you guys take action, I will do something. You're all going to be in trouble. That's not how it works, Mac. We are treating you fairly, and I will make sure that you are treated with respect, with dignity, and you are our city manager. We work with you for years, and we should maintain that respect. So if you are clear, I will come you back, and I will support you all the time. And if something is happening, I'm saying that, you know, my point, the final point is, you are included because of these allegations. You are included in this investigation. And to make it fair, I think that any internal factor that can affect the investigation should be removed, because it will be a biased investigation if you are here in the City Hall. That's what I think. I think that's fair.
Mr. Mayor, may I for a second?
Go.
Where does it stop? If a supervisor makes, puts someone off on leave and that person automatically goes ahead and makes a complaint against them, you put the supervisor off? No, you don't do that, especially in this case when it's the city manager. So if I think council is conspiring against me, do we suspend council and mayor per the investigation too?
Yeah, you asked for an investigation against them, which you did.
Mayor, I am included in the investigation as it stands right now. You made it very clear.
Yeah.
But you don't put the city manager off of the city just because there's spurious allegations.
Because they think there is a conflict of interest due to the suspicious nature of relationship between you and your previous supervisor. So that makes suspicious that you acted in a hypersonic way, in minutes when you received the allegations, but you took weeks to address even this or to call me to the meeting, which doesn't sound right to me. I mean, the series of event doesn't make sense. You acted within minutes when you received the allegation. You didn't even take your time to call me, and I'm 15 feet away from you in my office that day. The whole day I was there because I had the Senate here briefing.
Sometimes city managers and supervisors have to act for the good of the city at that point. Have to. Now, I apologize that this is an unpopular decision in the community, because that is, 100%. It's a Yemeni police chief who's the first of his kind here, and a Muslim council. I'm sorry. If this was
this has nothing to do with
Mr. Mayor, it absolutely has everything to do with this.
No,
if this was a
has nothing
non-popular
to do
police
with
chief, if this was a non-popular police chief, you think for 1 second the council would even have batted an eye at me putting him off on administrative leave. I didn't fire him. I put him off on administrative leave, which is the same thing that any other city manager in the country would have done. I challenge anybody to call any other city and ask what they would have done.
You embedded an ongoing investigation against Dave. We met
Mr. Mayor,
one day before.
This is not the only allegation. There are leaked allegations, but there's more.
It's okay. It's okay. If he's guilty, let him face the consequences. But I want everything to be investigated.
100%.
Your allegation against you and allegation against him. You did not hear from him. You did not give him the opportunity to hear from him before you suspended him or sent him on a paid leave.
Mayor, you've seen how he acted when I tried to put him on leave. You've seen how he acted prior to that.
Exactly.
You've seen the instability.
Because he thought I was doing an investigation.
Perhaps you did not see the instability that I seen and all of City Hall seen.
So an investigation was on the way. He had just ordered it that same day, and you blocked it with.
Mr. Mayor, it is not blocked. Mr. Adamchuk is being investigated the same as the chief is, 100%.
In a different way.
There is no different way. The chief will
okay.
have
I think to be fair, I advise the council against terminating you. I am against this idea, and I advise the council to include you in the allegations, but to make it fair and to exclude any external and internal factors that can cause that make this investigation biased and unfair. So I think having you in the city hall will cause some, some interference to this investigation, and I don't think it's fair to have you here while the police chief, who's part of the investigation, is outside. This is not. I don't think that's fair, and I think I will give the opportunity.
It's been turned over completely to the city attorney. If we don't trust our city attorney to handle this and make a decision upon whether I'm going to cause a conflict or not, I'm pretty sure there's a real problem. Mr. City Attorney, you care to speak on it?
No, I think we have a discussion right now.
Yeah, we have a discussion. You can go ahead, I'm sorry, and then you, Councilman.
So, first of all, nobody can terminate or fire no elected official. Governor, court decision, and this elected body for vote. So, very clear. City manager is the boss of department head. Nothing to do with us. But previous practice, even though city manager, when terminating, Max Gabrino discuss with me. I give her idea It's up to you. I thank you to inform me, but law is law. If you feel what you do best for the Hamtramck city taxpayer, and you do it. But still she let us know as an elected body. One thing I see here is the date. According to a police chief, Mr. Max Gabrino request to hire date. No problem. I can request anybody. I do the same request to the Max Gabrino. Can you help one of the guy if you see? And he did. And nothing wrong with that. But the problem is the ethics issue. Is the big moral and ethics is the more than anything else. That Dave and police chief working together as a best friend, as a family member, like as speak Al-Tahiri father. I will take care of your son. You don't have to. That kinds of trust, and use that one 6 months ago recording to the family conversation, how he trusts, how any human trust any other human to invite the family, and you recording without permission, illegal. Now, the case is coming, not Al-Tahiri, his wife, as a woman, as a human. The insurance language is called the defamation, personal property damage. It could be $1 trillion. It's called face value. Her face value is gone. And me and you, all you, we together cannot give return to that because of debt. 6 months ago, police chief was here. Mr. Councilman Khalil Rafai testified with me. We had a complaint came from, we are hearing from the police department, not respecting police chief, and we brought the police chief here, asked him if anybody disrespect anybody preventing you to do your job, take action, no question, because their dress my taxpayer money. Okay, so there is something we are hearing, and the thing is problems here. So yes, Mr. Manager give the day or police chief administrative leave under investigation. No problem. We are the boss of Mr. Manager, not even governor. Not even governor. We are the boss here. No question. No question. I had a 7 city manager under me in this city. 2 of them we terminate. 1 of them he realized will be terminated. He didn't show up. He called me before meeting. I said, things looks like it's gonna go against you. He said, I'm not coming. He is the economical development director, one of the city right now. So my question is here. Whatever we heard a lot of things, and mayor intention to bring everybody fair. That's why mayor tried to intention to fair investigation, because city manager name also came here a lot of way to, if we leave, we give him like a administrative leave with pay, and still nothing wrong was gonna be. So that's why I feel, and 1 manager we terminate in here, nothing wrong. Only 1 bad word to the Councilman Tom Jankowski. We have interaction like city manager and mayor conversation. That manager only said 1 bad word to that person, F word. After that, suspend the law bring the resolution, terminate city manager, and he's gone within second. So that's all I want to tell you guys. We are the boss. The charter, I read word to word, and Mayor already mentioned everything. We are the one, me and Mr. Jolak, one day send a letter to Michigan State, come do the financial review and take over. Because we are thinking, because of couple of departments, we cannot do the 100% rearrange. Only emergency law can do that. And it was benefited for the city. So again and again, I'm sorry what happening to the Al-Tahiri wife in hospital, all those things. I pray for her, and I know Police Chief face value already damaged. No matter what, if he's guilty, his friend, everybody friend, he's guilty, he's guilty. He did a lot of good things to the community and police relationship, brought it very close. So that is my speech today.
Okay.
And that's all.
Thank you. I will, Councilman Rafai, please. Yes, first, and then.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to add to what you have stated earlier, even also my Council Hassan. First of all, I don't have no association with Dave at all. And 4 or 5 months ago, it came to my attention that he was so-called fired from our department and then got rehired in our department. So that was a question that needs to be addressed, and I addressed that with our mayor instead of my colleagues Sumairi and I think Hassan, that we have to, either ask how did this Dave get hired to our department. If he was laid off or if he got fired, how he get back. So we were trying to get answers of finding out this, Dave, how he got back to our department. But because of a lot of stuff was going on in the city, we were not able to get that answer until when me, the mayor, and the chief sat down, and then he told us how Dave got hired, how he came into the department. So I've been questioning from day one for 5, 6 months. It's not from today that, we gotta find out. Someone told me, hey, find out. You got, you guys hired back this Dave, and now he's an investigator. You guys need to look into this issue. And that's where I was able to address it with the mayor and some of my colleagues, and also with our city attorney, I have addressed that. And they were supposed to, bring information on ways of how was the hiring. And also when I found out that he has a private company it's a private company that investigates and people hires them. And the way I look at it, conflict of interest as having a company that's you investigate individuals and also work for the city as a police officer. To me, it doesn't make sense at all. How can you have a company, and then also you're so-called investigator for a police department? Conflict of interest, I think that should never happen. And also I want to, state of one of public members who got up and said that, there's a sit down with the investigator. He might sit down, with him more than I did, and they were buddies. So, there's an investigation. I think, like the mayor said, there's many people are in that investigation. If there's also council members need to be added to that investigation, why not? Let's have a full investigation, and maybe we get to the bottom of this issue. If anybody, did something wrong, the law will take care of it. It depends. It could be me, the mayor, the chief, the city manager. It doesn't matter who it is. And then the last thing I want to talk about, to add actually to the investigation, Mr. Mayor, that whoever leaked that video and posted on social media, that also needs to be investigated and find out who put that on Facebook. And now we have technology. And now I think if we hire the right people and get the FBI involved in this, we will find out who did it. Because I think it's disrespect. Everybody has issues here. I don't think anybody doesn't have issues in their home. Everybody has issues between their wife, their kids, their family members, but it should not go out to to the public. And I think what have done to our chief, where, like he said, they were on vacation, and to someone to really record conversation between, or things between a husband and wife, or even friends, and then maybe try to use that on the long term of, what, I have this against you. I think this is disrespect to the brotherhood that they have, as they were in the same department. So I do agree with the mayor and some of my colleagues that I think if many people are in this investigation, I think we all just needs to be investigated, and then whoever is wrong will face charges.
Thank you.
I could just add. First of all, I think the one person, so we haven't heard from a lot of people with regards to the investigation. I mean, today was the first day where it started, but I think the number one thing here is I haven't heard the chief's side. I haven't heard what the chief's defenses are to the allegations. We've only heard one side of the story, okay? So the investigation definitely needs to go on. We need to get to the bottom of what's going on here. And that's very important that we hear from the chief to determine what exactly he says about what's being alleged against him. And further than that, I'm the city attorney, so I represent the city. I don't represent Max, I don't represent council, I don't represent
Okay, go ahead, Councilor.
Thank you for everyone. I just mentioned for a small thing. When I hear from the attorney for closed station, I'm not gonna accept this closed station for now. After this happening, should be closed station before this happening. How we talk. After this happening, we blow up. Now we wanna do the closed station. We're not gonna accept that one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wants to speak?
Mr. Chair,
Councilman?
the one proposal I want to do, I think we should do a closed session after this meeting to go into more details as our attorney advice, or if it's possible, you can do in a closed session, our city manager, police chief, or if the officer deputy can go.
It's not fair.
Three of them together and do a closed session.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you.
Councilman Hassan?
here is the way things go. I respect the attorney. We have to suspend the law to go the closed session. We go closed session, we discuss, we'll take the decision, we'll come back, and then we do what we have to do. That is the way to do it. Mr. Attorney
that's possible. We can do it for like 5 minutes and come back.
Yep.
Not a problem. And then we come and continue our meeting. That's not a problem. Yeah, we can.
Mr. Attorney,
suspend
can
the law
you do
and
that?
do a
So
closed
I like
session.
to suspend the law.
Can I suggest, can you finish the
No.
agenda?
No.
We'll be back 5 minutes.
We have to be back while the public is still here. All right, we can go up to the
We
conference
like
room.
to suspend the law.
Second.
Second. All right, all in favor, okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Who seconded? I'm sorry.
I know.
All right, guys, we'll be back in like maybe not more than 10 minutes.
For 5 minutes.
Because I still have to learn it. There's so much going on. I don't want to get up with some easy
I'm assuming how we've done in the past.
Inform the community, let them through.
Get over to school. If they send you something, you have a spot, we'll let them. I just want to make sure it's good with the school. It will definitely help. Yeah, just that you have a spot, and yeah, email just, yeah, call me. You know, superintendent will anyone in the school board, if you're welcome, we have a spot, and I'll make sure I talk to you. Of course, we're not gonna stop you, we just don't want It's gonna be a pain, I'm sure. A lot of construction. Yes, whatever you need, don't worry, we're always here now. Okay, yeah, please. Yep, and I'll take care of it, I'll make sure it's done. No problem, anytime. Wants a spot at the graduation. As soon as I get something to school, I invite him. That's what I told him. Pass it, fuck it up.
What are you still having? Your guys open the gate sites, parking lot, to get the equipment in the house.
This time we started in September. September 2024. Long time. Well, I got iron installed in one. He left right around. I know how it works. I don't want to get into details. Somehow, I don't want to. Yeah, I mean, it was a long time. I didn't like selling it up, but just part of the law, he would have to. That's fine, but we got that. And he got the extra minutes. Yeah, that was the whole point. He got the extra minute and everything's good. Thank you. Everything was good.
5 hours. I took my time, so it's fine. Nobody do it about 345 minutes, but let's stop a couple times. I have no problems with it, but they do have some kind of detour they have. We should support that. Mr. Mayor. Sorry, guys. Today this morning,
You have no right to invade in anybody's privacy. Here. Your job is you can take a microphone, you can stand in front of a camera, but not come in front of my house.
That's true, that's true. It's not that. So why about that?
What I'm saying is you are offended with somebody. Who are you talking about? Are we talking about? So I don't know. Are they back? Oh, no, I'm not going to that. No, I'm not going to that. No, I'm talking about the...
Sorry. Oh, man. Just gotta get over this.
That's a shame. This is what needed to be kicked out.
Social media is the devil. Yeah. The problem with that is too, it's like fake accounts, this account, this is true, this is not true. It's like it's hard because it skews people's hate. Oh, it's huge, right? I wish that you could go on social media and like have the truth meter, like, okay, only the truth, right? On both sides, or whatever side you want to play on. It's hard.
Your best friend?
It's hard.
I want to be sitting here right now, you're crazy, all right? If anyone wants to say that, I'm all best for everybody, I respect it all, you know what I mean? So, I go back to the ocean, my way is, so much good in this city. Remember that, right? You've seen it, right? Been here 24 years. You see the good in this. Almost 24 years. I worked here. 24. Yeah, I got hired in 2001. So, a long time. No, I live in Hawaii. Okay. How do you like it? Oh, yeah. Oh, you live in Hamtramck? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You come from where?
Go, there you go, nice. No, I think I got no.
I wear my hat on. So what do I think? I wear my hat on. No, I didn't think I went 1 days ago. Yeah. Yeah, but this is job. Hey, let's wait for it. What do I wait for?
It's on time.
10 minutes.
We wasn't expecting to hold like an hour.
Oh my God, the next one. Which trust are here? Roll call vote. Roll call vote. Oh my gosh. Take a deep breath before you vote.
We take some buckets.
Where did he go?
Is it all time?
Is it live?
Yeah, I'm my last. When council speak, I'll explain it to you. Right.
يعني صار صدري من هذا الليل كلمة معكم
Upstairs. He's over here. Outside.
بعيدة دور جبل.
So, what is the attorney? We came here now, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're,
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to suspend the law and reopen the meeting.
Thank you.
I think, no, we don't have to suspend now, just open.
Reopen.
All right, so, you ready, Rana? Are you on?
I second.
So, we're just in discussion right now.
Right.
What are we, so don't we need a resolution?
No.
No, I'm saying, are you live? I mean,
Oh,
back,
yes, yes,
okay.
we're ready, go
Yeah.
ahead.
All right, so, thank you, everyone. We listen to our attorney's advice, of course, and we take everything into consideration. We make sure that this investigation will take into consideration everybody's opinion. We will make sure not to prevent anyone from testifying. So that's let's make that clear. And after the closed session, everyone agrees that to make this investigation fair and transparent, our beloved city manager should be on a paid administrative leave as well. And until the investigation is over. If he is clear, we will welcome him back and we will owe him an apology. But if he's guilty, then the council will decide what's going to happen. Same thing for the police chief. If he's guilty, he's going to face the consequences. And if he's clear and innocent, then he will come back and continue his job. I think that's the only fair way. And we will make sure that this process will continue and happen as fast as possible. And we will discuss the details with the attorney. So I would like one of the council members to motion to send our city manager unpaid administrative leave.
I got a motion.
Second.
Second, and any further discussion, guys?
No, sir.
He second.
Can I ask a question? Who are you replacing him with temporarily? Doesn't there have to be a replacement?
The mayor will.
So we will discuss that with the attorney. We will.
It doesn't have to be done
Not same resolution maybe.
Amir has indicated that he would, the CFO has indicated he would.
Okay, it was gonna be second resolution.
All right. So we'll discuss the details and how we proceed with that.
So, when we motioned and seconded, is that to add a resolution? Do we have to suspend the law to add? the
Yeah, that's why
resolution? So you want me to consider
I
that?
thought, I didn't miss that, I thought.
So
It was
we
moved.
will-
I'll suspend
so
the
we'll
law.
consider, I'm sorry, just one moment, please. So we'll consider the first and second
To add a resolution.
a motion to suspend the law to add a resolution.
Yep.
So they're suspending the law, they all agree on suspending the law to add a resolution, then we need a motion and a second to add a resolution,
Okay,
and then voting on it, and then another motion.
You're absolutely
I'm
right.
sorry, please, and then another motion and a second to, accept the agenda as amended.
Oh, all right, Mr.
And
Chair.
then voting on the agenda itself. Okay, so
Mr. Chair.
it's,
Okay, I think the order is first.
And it was
the-
closed.
first they're gonna suspend the law.
Yeah, Mr.
Suspend
Chair.
the rules to add a resolution. So I'm
Okay.
gonna just, can you bear with me while I do all of those? I'll just
Sure.
read them off one at a time. Okay, so, so you all agree to suspend the law. And then I need a motion and a second to add a resolution to suspend with pay for Max. So please, a motion and a second.
Administrative leave.
Administrative.
Administrative leave.
Yeah, we got a motion.
I apologize, administrative leave.
Okay, so Sumeri.
Al Samiri.
Yes.
Musa.
Second.
We need to vote on that.
yep.
No, we're voting on adding an agenda. We're not voting on the agenda.
Yes.
So
Now we're
you
gonna-
all agree to add the agenda to the
Aye.
to
Chair,
the
say-
meeting?
say.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you
yes.
so
All in
much.
favor, yes.
Aye.
Okay.
And then now we are going to vote on the amended agenda.
Okay, can go ahead and.
Make a
vote
motion.
Second.
To accept the amended agenda.
And now we will vote on the resolution. It would be resolution, just give me one moment.
22568.
7F.
No, 202564A.
7F.
68. So resolution 2025-68 is approving administrative leave with pay for city manager. I need a motion
I get a motion.
and a second, please.
Second.
And now we'll vote individually. Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2025-68 approving administrative leave with pay for city manager approved. And I'm assuming this takes place immediately or tomorrow, since he's
Immediate.
here for the meeting. Do you want to step out of it? Can you continue being in the meeting? How does that work?
I mean, if he's
That's
currently on
a-
administrative leave, then I suppose he'd have to step down.
No, no.
He's our city manager still.
Okay.
Please
Mr.
don't
I will
Mayor?
say, just to add to what the mayor had said, anybody who wishes to testify or to come forward with evidence should do so with the understanding that the council and the mayor have agreed that they aren't part of this investigation. They're not interfering with it.
Yes.
Okay, they're empowering myself, and that's something the mayor gonna discuss further, but anybody who's willing, wanting to testify should come forward and feel safe to do so.
Are we talking about residents? I'm sorry.
Anybody who has any information.
So, thank you, Mr. Attorney. I think, I think it's the previous practice that the deputy chief will accompany the city manager, but at the same time, his laptop and city phone should be kept with us, and then his access to the system should be blocked. Right? Yeah, he knows the rules, so.
And are we going to add a resolution to add an interim?
I'm going right now.
Okay.
So
Well, we appreciate you, Max, and we will, we wish you the best.
Let's
You
finish
and
up
everybody
then.
else. And, thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, so Deputy Chief, you will take the stuff, right?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to,
I believe, I apologize, do we have to suspend the law again?
yep, again.
Another resolution?
Yeah, that's
So
why
we
I'm
have to
doing.
do
Chair.
all the process
Yeah.
again.
Mr. Chair.
So, Mr.
Sorry, excuse me, can we have order, please? Thank you. So,
Mr. Chair, I order to suspend the law.
I'll second.
Second.
you'd like to add
Yes.
resolution?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I like to add the resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Our CFO, Amir, I don't know the last name, as a acting city manager until we have all those investigation done.
I'll second.
So, I have Councilman Hassan, Councilman Mahmoud seconded to appoint, Sayed Amir Hassan
Yeah,
as,
Acting.
Acting city manager.
acting city manager.
I got it. I got it.
That's good.
Thank you so much.
Everybody help you out. No, I'm trying to help you out.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a busy night.
Now you want my job now. Okay.
He make more than you
So,
now, so.
active interim.
Yeah, in total,
Okay.
yeah.
All okay with adding the resolution to the ballot, to the
Yes.
agenda?
Yes.
Now we have to approve amended agenda.
I'd like to make a resolution to approve the amended
It's not a resolution, you're just.
I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, thank
So,
you.
yeah.
Second.
Second, thank you.
All in favor of
Everybody in
that?
favor?
Aye.
And then now to vote on the resolution, which will be resolution
Yes.
2025.
60.
Who wants to tell me what number it is?
69. 69.
Thank you, thank you.
A plus.
Yep, okay, so 2025-69.
Yeah.
Appointing Mr. Hassan, that's the CFO, current CFO. Mr. Hassan, does he get a pay raise?
No.
Is it in the budget? Where is he?
Additional
He's not even here.
responsibility.
No, he upstairs. I think
He
he's
accepted.
upstairs.
Appoint Mr. Hassan as interim city manager.
Well, I think, I don't know, he should be compensated for that. It's adding responsibilities.
Yeah, I think he should.
So
Okay.
I think he should be compensated.
I think he
Compromise
should be
for-
compensated.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll discuss the details with that.
Yeah, that will be
In
discussed.
details.
I have to add with compensation.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, so I will do that. He can thank me later.
Yeah. He should take it to dinner.
Okay, I need a motion, please.
I motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. And now to vote, is that okay? Any
Yeah.
discussion?
No, ma'am.
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2025-69, appointing Mr. Hassan for interim city manager with compensation approved.
Wasn't here?
Thank you. He's upstairs, so,
Can you
so,
close down?
Go
the
ahead.
next let's, all right,
Yeah, move forward.
let's try to finish up the agenda, quick and then discuss whatever left. So we have the next resolution, 2025-64, approving the gravity removal service bid of Premier Group Association.
Motion.
Second.
I'm sorry, can you please keep it down? If you want to talk,
Yeah.
go into the hallway. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Motion.
Hassan.
Yes.
Motion, I'll second.
Thank you.
Okay, so, let's see.
You guys want to discuss?
John, Professor.
No, we are.
You just explain it to us and then move on.
This resolution's a lot easier than the last one. Basically, we put out for bid our graffiti removal contract. We got 2 bids. Premier Group Associates was the lowest bidder. And we don't have a big need for it, but we do have a somewhat of a need every now and then. So it's not something we really hire a lot. They just wanted to keep everything in legal check.
Okay,
Okay.
all right,
We trust you.
thank you.
All time.
Ready?
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2025-64 approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just one second.
Isabel.
All right, the next one is Resolution 2025-65, authorizing city administration to enter into contract with Premier Group Associates, same one as the contractor for Grow Hamtramck.
Motion.
Second.
This is a coincidence. We didn't know actually that John and I were going to be awarding the same company 2 bids, but so to give a preface of this project, we've been talking a lot about the Grow Hamtramck initiative to take requests from residents to plant trees. This is the 3rd of all 3 contracts that will make that Grow Hamtramck planting grant program happen. We have already awarded the contract and are working with the community engagement partner as well as our program coordinator and the arborist, who knows a lot more about trees than I do. And so this was put out to bid to get proposals and bid sheets from companies to give us a cost for installation and for maintenance of trees for 1 year after they're planted as well, to make sure that when they go in the ground, they're cared for. And we scored all of the bids that we received that were qualified. There were 5 of them. and Premier Group definitely had the most quality and experience for the best price, and they were the highest scored bid. And the total of this contract would be approximately $679,000 over the 4 years, so it's the bulk of the $1 million grant. The other funds from the $1 million went to the other awarded contracts. And what we've structured this, because it is a 4-year, multi-year project, this approval will award a 2-year contract for years and planting seasons in 2025 and 2026, with the option to renew for an additional 2 years, pending performance evaluation by us. So we are excited to get this moving, and would ask that you approve Premier Group.
Thank you.
All right, you can go ahead and vote, unless there is any question.
No.
Councilman Rafai?
Yes.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Al-Samiri?
Yes.
Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Councilman Salman?
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2025-65 approved.
Thank you. I can tell that Councilman Hassan is very hungry, so we
Yeah, please.
wanna move on.
We're invited, Mr. Chair.
All right, 2 more, we are done.
Has sugar
Resolution 2025-66, approving acceptance of 2025 DWIHN grant for summer youth employment.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. So as you know, we have an annual summer youth program that is funded through the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network. We applied for approximately $60,000 of funding for this year's program that will allow us to hire 4 beautification interns, a supervisor for those students, as well as 2 interns to work specifically with the Downtown Development Authority. All part-time positions for about 8 weeks over the summer. We've been interviewing students beginning today, actually, and this is essentially going to allow us to begin the process to make sure that before we hire, we've accepted the funding.
All right, thank you.
Is it high school level student or college level student?
It's a good question. So we can hire, depending on the position, youth up to the age of 24.
I see.
So the DDA interns will be a bit older.
Thank you. All right. Oh, let's vote, please.
Councilman Salman?
Yes.
Councilman Rafai?
Yes.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Al-Samiri?
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud?
Yes.
Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2025-66 approved.
Thank you. Last one, Resolution 2025-67, approving acceptance of 2025 National League of Cities Advancing Economic Mobility Rapid Grant Award.
Motion.
Second.
So the Community and Economic Development Department and the DDA have been establishing a relationship with Prosperous Detroit, which is what we call a CDFI, a Community Development Finance Organization. They do a lot of entrepreneurship training and also provide small dollar loan and financing for entrepreneurs who really need that jump start to move forward with their business. So we work together with Prosperous, who would be our subcontractor for this small dollar loan program that would be Islamic compliant. So it incorporated into the budget, it buys down the interest rate to make it an approachable and accessible funding source. And we'll have more information about applications for that moving forward. However, I just want to note that this is a very, we're in the news a lot, as we know right now, and I think one thing to celebrate about the National League of Cities grant is that we're one of 12 cities in the country that were awarded this because of this program. It's not a ton of money. It's a $20,000 grant, which is smaller than our $1 million tree grant, but I think it is definitely going to be a seed amount to try to establish more of a relationship with Prosperous moving forward, and we're really excited about that. So what this agenda item is for you to allow the city to essentially accept the terms of the National League of Cities grant. It's a nonprofit, structured a bit differently from the federal government, but it just lets us begin the process, and then we'll have a lot more information coming out about the program.
Mr. Chair. Yes. Were you the one that kind of applied for this grant?
Yes.
Oh, so we want to thank you for your hard work getting these grants.
Yeah, and it is honor.
You know, so.
I can see you have a great future in Hamtramck.
Certainly. I know you've been getting a lot of grants for this city, and I want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, there was a lot that we had received before I started, and so it's been great to administer them. I can't
Thank
take
you.
the credit for, getting us the funds that were applied for before I was here, but I appreciate it.
All
Thank
right,
you.
no problem. Thank you. I'll be on, Mr. Chair.
All right, I think we can vote.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman El Samiri?
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud?
Yes.
Councilman Zedman?
Yes.
Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Councilman Rafai?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2025-687 approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, with that, we come to the end, right? Because we already voted on the other ones.
You know what I just noticed, and I don't think it's a major problem, Ode?
Mhm.
We never went into closed session. We just suspended.
You suspended the law.
So it's fine? Okay.
The rules.
Hassan, please.
She got a lot of pressure right now, Hassan, please.
All right.
Go ahead.
So we move to the reports. I know it's too late. We already talked enough, and I'm not gonna add anything. Hopefully, we made everything clear. Please, no talking, guys. Yeah, there's no report. I'm just gonna save you guys time, and I hope that everybody will skip the report today, unless you guys wanna do something.
Well, I just want to say one thing, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for everybody that showed up, and I just want to say to the community, please have patience, wait, don't judge, don't listen to these fake news and these people that are sending these fake information, and we will come to conclusion with this investigation. You guys have a good night and take care.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I just want to take 30 seconds. Mr. Mayor Pro Tem said, thank you, everyone. And we heard you guys, you all came out, both sides. We heard, and we take the appropriate decision what needed to be. And it's going to go either way. He will come back. There's no, we all agree to that. But just want to let you know, other day on the special meeting, I have to leave before my work. Before I come to work, there is no personal relationship with anyone or try to, I confirm with Mr. Mayor, I said I'm going to stay 1 hour, but I stay 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 10 minutes. And if I stay more longer than this, I was getting like no call, no show from my work. And I can't jeopardize my job because of this. We don't get paid for anything.
Yeah.
So I know some people post on Facebook, putting our face, betrayer, this and that. So please, if you guys have any question, please call us. We are, existence everywhere. It's not that we are hiding from you. Before putting anything to the public, please make sure with us what's the purpose of it. Just one after another, who will be blaming that too many things going to the news, and then you are the one putting fake news and wrongfully accusing people. That's not right too. So we all need to behave ourselves and put the right things to the media. I understand we have right of freedom. We can do anything on Facebook we want it to be. But since, when you put us in the public, other people don't know the fact. They're accusing us, oh, yeah, this is what he did. So that's not my intention. I'm telling you this bright, clear. I asked Mr. Mayor, I'm going to stay 1 hour, but I end up being staying 2 hours, 10 minutes. Even though I ran like crazy to reach out to my work, and because I can't jeopardize my job and my family. Because there's, we always say, we do this as a volunteer position to respecting, we respect our position. That's why I came to the meeting. But on the other hand, I have to respect my family and my sources. Thank you. I appreciate everyone.
Thank you. And
You
with
can
that,
Mr. Mayor, could you say this to Arabic, maybe? What I said in...
No, I can't translate
No?
for city council members.
No, okay.
I mean, it's obvious what you just said, and I just want to take this moment to thank you all again. And he brought this point to my attention. I would like to thank the city council members as well. We always disagree on stuff, but it's the most peaceful city council you have ever seen. And we have here senior, community leader, Belmeyer. He knows, he witnessed how the past used to be. Because I saw last meeting a lot of people attacking this body, accusing them of being uncivil or incompetent. That's not true. They are the most civil city council I've ever seen. They don't fight, they disagree, but they don't take things personally. In the past, I have seen people punching each other in this body. And I have seen people using the F word against each other while they are alive in the past, and it's documented in the news. But this, we disagree. We don't agree on everything, but we never attack each other. That's the difference. So I'd like to thank them, and I want to thank the community. You know, those people are elected by the community. Whether you like them or not, they represent the community. So thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, Mr. Councilman, go ahead.
Thank you, the community and people of Hamtramck coming in with us. And I'd like to condolence my yesterday someone passed away. Mayor and everybody was the janaza. Young guy, 24 years old guy, he's passed away. He's killed by the shooters. I don't know the details. Please, all the parents, keep your eye on your kids. See what they're doing. Leaving gun in the house or something else. The person lost his life. The father lost his son. He cannot get it back. I feel his feeling. And thank you, citizen, again. We try our best on the captains of our mayor. We make the decision. I hope it is the best decision we make for the city of Hamtramck. Keep us on your prayer. And we don't know who is guilty, but somebody is guilty. Fair investigation make the guilty peoples, and somebody is not guilty, he is coming back there. So wish you good luck for everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
1 minute. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Councilman Sumeri.
Yeah, thank you for everyone come today for this meeting. I'd like to thank the people who come from outside in Hamtramck. Thank you for come to see this happening. Thank you for you spend time, and thank you for everyone.
Thank you.
Mr.
Councilman
Chair.
Hassan, go ahead.
Thank you, community. The power community has, not us. Community given to us to apply it. And we did apply as a fair, make sure nobody criticize nobody, maybe nobody guilty. We just want like a mayor said, want a fair, that's all we did. And still they are our manager, police chief, and we will come back. And thank you, Mr. Sumari, invite us to food.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Putting him on the spot. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much. We are moving back to.
We have a public comment.
Can you please calm down? I'm talking. I'm finishing the meeting. I'm not done. Thank you guys. I know you are hungry, but you know. Yeah. So we're moving to the second round of public comment. That's your favorite part of the meeting. I know that. Go ahead.
All right.
And mine too. Yeah.
Make short.
I'm gonna. Hamad Al-Jahan.
Oh, you're the first one. Here we go.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh, if you want the additional 3 minutes. Okay.
Let's see where you're gonna.
Speak.
Here you go.
Yes.
Hello.
You promised not to yell.
Huh? No, I didn't.
Okay.
Nice pen, by the way.
Or being on the podium.
What is it?
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Your time is a moment.
Okay. Restart it, please. First of all, I have a question. The first question is when the councilman said we might not feel safe. If Yamil Al-Tahir is not proven guilty, do you think it's going to feel safe again in this city, in this community? And second of all, I want to thank this guy for working with me on the field. I posted up on the field that was dirty, and he brought trash, and he brought his people, like the buckets and everything. I really want to thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. And third of all, mayor and city councilmen who's on their phones, thank you guys for solving this problem. And I'm a Detroit resident, actually, but I really care about the city, and I told you that I really do. And I hope one day I'll be leading this city, and I promise I'll put it in my back. Thank you very much, guys, and have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry I yelled at you, but I wanna compliment this guy. When I was speaking in one of the rallies in the midnight, he was calling me like crazy, watching me, and he expected me to answer him while I'm speaking. But thank you. Like 1:30. Yeah, like 2 o'clock. Well, thank you. Thank you.
I'm assuming Ibrahim Al-Jahan left, right? Okay. Hassan on?
What?
Another minute. You know what time is it?
Please.
Well, guys, I'm proud of you today for suspending the city manager. My heart is relieved right now. No more drama. He did this investigation. He put the chief in a bad position. When the chief was investigated, like the mayor said, he chose to shut the investigation for David, suspend both of them, because it looks like now, okay, I suspended both, they're not going to hold me liable. But at the end of the day, we know who's at mistake. You know, I know the chief did 20 years or more in New York City. His father came here. You know, his father's well educated. And I'd like to tell you guys thank you very much. And I will be doing an affidavit regarding the accusations. I am willing to testify that I was in the report. You guys seen it, Ask Cash, right? You guys seen the report?
Yes.
He indicated that Jamil told me to come here. When there is a text, did you get the text message email? There will be an affidavit with a text message with an exhibit that he's the one that told me to come here. Now he wants to sit there and say that Jamil told me to come here and bash Max. When reality is that he's the one that told me to come do it. Like, this is crazy. I'm willing to do an affidavit to testify that everything that was done, the allegations, because when I see somebody call me, text me, and I go back and see that text message, and now he's accusing the chief, because the chief never told me. So I'm dizzy. I'm like, what's going on? Let me go in my text message. And I see that he texted me on this date, and now I put it as exhibit. And now you guys are going to know who is the one. The anonymous person will be in the affidavit that I swear under oath that David is the one, the anonymous person that did these allegations against the chief, because the chief was sitting here trying to investigate him, and Max shut the investigation down. It's very clear. So if your attorney wants to get a hold of me, he knows what to do. I'll see you guys.
Thank you.
And Brother, you're not invited.
Just a quick question. Did he say that Dave told you to come bash Max?
No.
Next.
No.
You're gonna
Dave
see the
told me-
video.
Yeah, I did see that.
So-
Dave told me to come bash Max.
Okay, so Dave, that means he's not Max's friend? But, okay, next person.
Well, the chief
Bill
needs
Meyer.
you. The chief needs you.
Bill Meyer.
I'm not a liar.
Bill Meyer?
Mr. Meyer.
Bill Meyer! Oh, no, he's done.
I'm out of here, man.
Okay, good. Hello, Council and Mayor and YOC News Channel Network. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. What channel are you on, by the way? I'm curious. Okay.
You can ask, that's fine. I'm very open.
Okay, good.
Nope, he's addressing the mayor, not you, I'm
I'm
sorry.
asking the mayor. Yeah, do you know what channel he's on? No. Okay. Anyways, good luck finding an impartial investigative team. Good luck. I mean, the FBI, are they gonna have time to do this? I hope so. How long is this process gonna take? And can we ever rebuild trust? That's the hardest thing. As we were moving along real well till something happened. Some guy got in the mix and started wanting to make money or whatever, and thought he could file lawsuits against us. I mean, that's how you make money. A lot of people use that method. Anyways, there's a big difference between legal and ethical. You can get away with doing things that are legal, but they're unethical. Like, it's not illegal to be mean, hateful, or unethical. It's, you can legally do that, and many people are doing that to make money for other reasons, whatever reasons, to power, hunger. We have to stop hateful feeling in the room, and I don't see it from any of you guys behind the wall here, so I'm very glad that we'll continue forward. Hopefully Max will return and things will be cooled down, and everybody will be treated by the law. And I'm so sorry this happened to our beloved chief, Jamil, and his father was here today, and it really hurt his family, and this was unnecessary. Like I said, we should have done an investigation while we kept him on office, but hopefully he'll be back soon. Thank you for all the work and the time you put up listening to hundreds of people talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Mark Corai?
Congratulations. It's time to pop the champagne cork. Now it's Miller time, okay?
I just want to make it clear, it's administrative leave, it's not a suspension, so there's really no stigma attached. Now, I'll say a couple things. You may have forgot something. From my class, remember, Max had a firearm. You took away his, you want his cell phone taken away. You want some other item taken away, his laptop. Don't forget a firearm if he still has one. Please make sure you get that if he still has one. Because last time I saw him, he said, hey, I still carry a firearm. So remember that. Please remember that. If somebody forgot it, okay? Congratulations. We had an interim Sergeant at Arms for the first time here. I want to congratulate you. I congratulate Andy Molescu, I once sued, for becoming the new Sergeant at Arms. You know, he was a backup Sergeant at Arms back in the old administration, so now he assumes that new duty. You know, I don't think we have extra for this for having to sit through all this meeting and everything. So, but the event. One point I want to say is something that Bill Meyer brought, but other people brought a long time ago, was never done. Have a civilian police board to oversee police operations, to make sure it doesn't happen. We had Cobra, we had all these stuff going on. We had Mike Stout, eventually a federal indictment for Cobra. Please do that. Enter some kind of resolution to start a police civilian oversight board, like everybody's wanted in the last 15 years. Never been done. I recommend that in Ann Arbor and a lot of places. Thirdly, a Michigan Supreme Court case was called MESA versus Michigan Civil Service Commission, had stated that while you have a civil stay, while you have a criminal case and an employment proceeding, the employment proceeding must be stayed while the criminal case investigation is going on. Keep in mind, we'd have to be paying Max and the chief a long time for waiting for the FBI and the Attorney General to get rid of all these investigations and dispose of them finally.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Abdul Malik Naji, you still here?
No.
No. Al Hassan Al Sharbi?
No.
He left.
Ziad Abdul Malik?
Yes.
You still here?
Yes.
How you guys doing again? I'm cut to the chase. I did not plan on coming back up here again until the last few minutes before you guys went out for your closed session meeting. A remark that was made by the city manager, and it was very, very disturbing. It flew over a lot of people's heads, and they didn't pay attention to it. But it did not fly over my head. Okay? As a man, as a person, you should be able to either stand on your own 2 feet or be able to fall on your own sword. Okay? You have integrity and honesty on your left and on your right, and these should be your shields and never allow you to be backed into a corner. What happened now was he was backed into a corner, and the first thing that came to his mind was speaking of this board, this governing body, being an all-Muslim body, and that the police chief is of Yemeni descent. Now, as far as I know, and everybody else in here, we have on the wall the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah. To which country? What oath did this board over here swear an oath to? You swore an oath to the U.S. Constitution and the Constitution of the state of Michigan. Every single person up here might be of a different ethnicity, but so is all of this city. Religious, race, creed, color. This is a multicultural mix of a rich community. You're American, and you're American. Your nationality is American. Everybody in this room is American. How dare he try to fall back and blame everybody in here based on religious status and it being in an Islamic board? This is not a religious board, this is a governing body. This is an American legislative body, and it deserves the respect that is given to it. How dare he? I have lost all respect for him. I did not come in to attack anybody today, as I stated earlier. But I have no respect for that kind of morality.
Thank you.
May I have another minute? Yes. At the conclusion of this investigation, this needs to be also looked into. I don't know if he has any animosity towards the people of this city, towards the governing body in this city, whether he felt that you guys were going to make a decision that might have been rash and he was trying to save himself and try to throw religion out there. But that doesn't work. The people of this city are not dumb. They're educated. They have been here for generations. And we know what's going on. We know what the truth is. And frankly, the more he spoke and the deeper this got, the worse it got for him. The best thing he could have done is saved face and in a manner of integrity, recused himself and just allowed this to play out the way that it was going to play out. So what I am requesting at the end of his contract in his term, that you not renew his contract, not based on the investigation, unless the investigation proves otherwise, but based on what he said, because that is very, very alarming. Because this is one of the most diverse cities in the country.
Thank you, Zia.
Thank you.
Please take
You're
that
all
into
set.
consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it Shanice Reitel?
Who?
Shanice Reitel, Livonia?
Hi, yes, my name is Shanice Reitel, and I'm just here as like an outside perspective, so to speak, and it just seems like there's a real big breakdown in communication between the council and its citizens, and I just think that we should try to focus on bridging that gap. It just seems like it's all been blown out of proportion over a recording, and it's just I keep thinking about how everybody's getting paid for this, with our tax dollars, and we're here on our own accord, so I mean, I just, outsider's perspective, try to bridge that gap a little bit, communication, so, thank you for.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Alam?
Thank you so much. I knew Jamil for 16 years. Good friend of mine came to Hamtramck with love, compassion, dignity, respect, honor to serve this place. He was a young person, grew up and then went back, survived the best city in New York, the highest crime, and rose up to the rank and got all this dignity. Came back here, and then finally we see that his all dignity, family value, and the community as a whole dropped. This is the assassination of his characteristics. This is the assassination of his morality and dignity and respect. This is a clear and pure defamation against this sitting police chief. Anyway, we understand that. I told 2 weeks ago I was here that be careful, this city is under radar. And I know that there will be some other stuff might come. And as a resident, I have nothing against Max. He is very mellow to the community. 2 o'clock he answered the question. Whatever is happening happened from the jealousy. And then finally, we know that the Muslim police chief been attacked. And I'm doubt and I'm worried. Make sure my Muslim mayor is not attacked. So as a council, whatever needed, as this young man was talking about, we pledge to the allegiance of the United States, right flag of the US. We're going to hold on to that. In terms of the due process, we have to have that, this due process. Make sure there's no undue, disadvantage. So what you have done today, once again, the council, you stood together with uniformity. I really liked it. And that's needed to be done. And one final advice, making sure that the city is responsible for anything goes to discriminate and to make any type of defamation. Please look in. Can I please have 30 seconds? So my advice, thank you so much. My advice goes to the elected officials that you are the guardian of this city. And whenever something happens, stick together. And also look into the fact that election coming, make sure, be careful with the voting process, ballot process, and things like that. It's going to come hunt down us. And I don't want to see that. God bless you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Last public comment.
Oh.
I'm back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. How you guys doing? I want to first give my condolences to the family of Abdul Ahad, who passed away yesterday. It was a sad situation. And second of all, I'd like to say as today, I think you guys made a fair decision. You showed who's in control, and it was a decision that needed to be made. So just want to thank you for that, and have a great night.
Thank you.
That's all for public comment, Mr. Mayor. No, I got it.
All right. Thank you. We come to
Mr.
the
Chair.
end. You would like to add something? Go
No, I wanna
ahead. Oh,
adjourn.
okay. Adjourn, okay.
Motion?
One second.
Okay, 10:30 exactly.
10:30 exactly.
Thank you.
Our family does.
لو تكرمت I'm not gonna ask a question. هل هناك أي شيء